It's crazy.
Hello.
Hi, welcome to Careful Cantrip, a place where friends from coast to coast get lost in dungeons and run away from dragons. I almost forgot our quote. I'm your host tonight, Raina. Woo!
Woo!
And these are my lovely friends at the table. Say hello, everybody.
That's
Hello.
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
What are we doing tonight? Oh my
I
gosh,
don't know.
what's happening?
Art.
I never know.
Playing Pathfinder. Woo! Pathfinder, let's go.
Wait.
Yeah.
I'm out. Bye,
Finally.
everyone.
Yeah.
This channel
No.
sucks.
I need new friends.
We are not. Whoa! Cross the streams. Thank you for the 3 tier 1 subs. Woo!
Damn, Cross.
Damn, son. What are we doing tonight? Well, listen. We are having a very, very special episode, a Q&A with the cast here. We've heard your questions in our Discord. We will also be keeping an eye on Twitch chat. I can't promise we'll get to all the questions in the Twitch chat, but we will try. We also have questions for each other because drama, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I hope it gets really nitty gritty or anime battle style questions.
I want to know what that looked like.
I don't know. Okay, the other thing that we're doing tonight is we have to announce our winner of the first official Careful Cantrip clip competition. Holy moly! Woo!
Say that
Woo!
5 times fast.
There were
Holy moly.
35 clips, I
Damn
think, submitted from last episode on Wednesday. Judge Peter and I went through them, and Hype Train, what's happening? Oh my
Wait,
god!
do the thing.
Yes!
I got the thing. I got the
He's finally ready.
Yeah, Beat Down, thank you for the 100 bits. Rowdy, thank you for the 100 bits. Woo! Justin for the 100 bits. And Mojo Jojo, thank you for the resub at tier 1. Cross the streams, 200 bits. You guys are wild. Okay.
The fuck, man?
Can't match this energy today, and I'm drinking coffee at 5 p.m.
Hold on. I get to name someone's third future stream baby?
Yeah.
That's a lot of pressure.
Okay.
Ooh.
Well,
No, I have
Better
it,
be
though.
good.
I'm ready. Let me know when I need it.
what is it?
Yeah.
Oh, no. I've discovered this. I shared this with my stream the other day. I've discovered the best name for any pet that you could ever have. It will always make it adorable. Does not matter what the animal is, but if you name it Bonnie, guaranteed cuteness. Bonnie.
I love
Bonnie's
it.
a good name.
Bonnie for a
Yeah.
little spider, adorable. Bonnie for a squirrel, super cute. Bonnie for a sad little, old dog, super adorable. Can't say no. Bonnie is a guarantee winner of a name.
Weird that the first pet you thought of was a spider, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
I
for
wanted
sure.
to do like the full extreme. The
What about
full
a naked
extreme.
mole rat?
Also still really cute as a Bonnie.
Yep.
Imagine that, like a little naked mole rat named Bonnie with a tiny little like bow around its neck.
I give him a sweater.
That's true,
Yeah.
chat. Bonnie for an
Yeah.
alpaca is an amazing name.
Bonnie for an alpaca,
That's so
for a
solid.
snake.
Mhm.
I love it. Also, there's a character on the Vampire Diaries named Bonnie, and
damn it, can we
she
move on?
is.
I don't know what that is.
What? I love the Vampire Diaries, but you know what?
What?
Tonight
You love
isn't
Vampire
about.
Diaries? No
Is that why
way.
we have to do Careful Cantrip Diaries? Is this you having us reenact it?
This is exactly it. It's all working up to be a
my
sensational
God.
teen drama.
Actually, I know we
Check
were
out
trying to be
Patreon, guys.
creative, but what if we did like a bonus of we have to reenact moments of Raina's favorite Vampire Diaries?
I love this.
No.
I will pay money for this.
I'm not gonna do any work for this. You just
All
give me
right.
the script, and I'm gonna read it
You pay
however
me,
I
I'll do it.
want.
It'll be a special tier on Patreon that only Raina subscribes to.
Like, I would love that, a script reading. I wonder if we can get the scripts for free. We'll look into this.
Too much
You're
thought
really
into
already
this
putting thought
already.
into this.
No,
Yeah,
this is
sorry.
serious now. This is happening, okay? Okay.
I would like
They should
to,
have, like,
to
4
remember that
subreddits
this is
open
my
by the
bid for making sure that I am Raina's favorite. So
Oh, that's hard because there's a love triangle, and I don't know which one you're gonna. Oh, you mean my favorite in general? I thought you meant my favorite character in the show.
No.
Oh, you're still.
She was about to go in on it too.
hold on here.
Many nuances of each character.
Yeah. Okay.
My ass is
All
like,
right.
who's the third, Dag? Like,
I'm no one's favorite.
I was for sure thought it was mud.
The bastard uncle.
Hold on.
The one who wakes up, like, with a cup of coffee in his hand, forgetting where the frick he is in the morning.
Yeah.
Careful, Cantrip. All right, here we go.
It's your
Who is
birthday,
that?
kid? Yeah, okay, here you go. Have some cigarettes.
Also, by the way, Mud deserves to have a voice, and I just want to read out this thing he said in chat, which is Bonnie is a bad name, and you should feel bad. I respect that.
heck?
Mud.
Thanks,
Bonnie's a
Mud.
fantastic name. Pat agrees with me. All of you verbalized agreeing with me at this point, so no take backsies.
Okay. All right. We need to focus tonight. It's going to be
Okay.
really hard for us.
Do we?
I know.
All right, focus.
Yeah, because we had like 35 questions submitted, and we also have questions. I know. We have a lot of things to get through tonight.
Yeah,
okay.
we got this.
Okay.
We've seen
Also,
Fireside Chat. We're not going anywhere.
this is
This
going
is
to
gonna
be a
be rain. I try to
6-hour
keep up.
stream. Oh no, I'm blurry. Okay, there we go.
It looked
Okay.
like you were blurry and you whacked your camera. No, no camera, bad camera. Don't make me name you Bonnie.
Okay. Also, Dag, thank you for the sub. Okay, now I digress. What I was trying to say before we got sidetracked, because the Vampire Diaries, which is obviously the most important thing to talk about tonight, we have to announce the winner of our Careful Cantrip clip competition. And do you know, Bobby?
I'm sorry, what?
We do know Bobby.
I
I play with that guy. He's great.
I'm very distracted by something.
Why? What is happening? What
I
is
can't talk
happening?
about it.
Something with
Okay.
our, it's producer things. It's producer
Yeah.
things.
Okay.
Fine. Yeah.
Okay, thank you for the level 1 hype train, our trippers. You treat us very, very well. We love you.
Guys, thank you. We love you.
Yeah. Oh, good job, Nate. I'm so happy you found that.
Yeah, me
okay.
too. It's between my fridge. It had a lot of dust on it. I put my mouth on it. And I wasn't thinking about it. We can move on.
That's gross. Okay. So, now here's the drama. Here's the tea on this competition. The winner wins. I was gonna say our very first embroidered Careful Cantrip t-shirt, but that is incorrect. Cookie Mon Steve bought it first. Beat us to the punch. But I saw it. It's beautiful. The embroidered logo on the shirt. So that is the prize for the winner. Now, even more tea. We had your votes in Discord, and publicly all over the internet, votes were coming in, watching your clips. And the finalists were Rowdy, GF Powers, Bali Lolly, and H. Kristen. Now, here's the even
Titans.
more tea. Here's the even more tea.
I can't handle all this tea.
I know, there's so much tea. The votes came in, and it was a tie. It was a tie for first place. So I said, what the hell are we gonna do? And I said, you know what? The most neutral person and most person that cares the least about receiving internet hate is Mud. So I had Mud.
Right.
Actually, yeah.
I feel like that's
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah. So before we went live, I had Mud watch the 2 finalist clips, which are none other than the clip by HS Kristen, which was, to summarize, the clip of Beric and Vea discussing about whether, not polymorph. What's the thing
You're doing
called
great.
when you druid? When you're a druid, you change. What
Wild
is it
shape.
called?
Wild
Wild shape. Discussing if the wild shape starts from the mouth or the asshole. That
Mhm.
was one clip
Mhm.
that tied. And the
Classic.
second clip that tied was, unfortunately, by Bali Lolly, the Rain in the Plane in it clip with Vea or Beck just really
song.
asking me to try and say something, and I couldn't.
Quick question:
Um,
can you say it now?
No.
Yeah,
Yep.
you've had practice.
Do it.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, go on.
Nope. I
What a
refuse.
coward.
I don't have
What
to.
a coward.
Yep. Listen, I am not a coward because that is all over the internet now. Okay.
That
I
will
did
live
it once.
forever.
That's it. Exactly. It lives forever. I recognize that.
But
it
you
will
could
live
do it
forever.
better now and redeem yourself.
No, because I didn't practice between then and now. I'm not ready
It does
to
have
redeem
that-
myself.
However, there does have to be an announcement that we do have to do, and it has to go up on TikTok now.
What is the announcement? I'm ready to redeem myself, and then I do a Cockney accent?
Yeah.
It sounds terrible and like so much pressure.
I don't know. Chat seems like they want it.
Yeah.
Oi, everyone! I'm here to redeem myself.
You forgot that.
There, oh, you're right. Sorry.
Governor.
I also didn't slip into Southern towards the end. So.
Yeah. See? That's what happened to me. I started going to the Southern twang because I feel like the little bit that I did, it was sort of English Southern. That's how it felt. Like
We're never gonna find out who won this thing.
No.
Yeah, okay, sorry. Oh my god. Okay. I'm focused now. All right. So I'm just okay, so Mud. Wait, we are not
What are
Mud
we
didn't
doing?
win. He wasn't
I
one of the
sorry.
he wasn't one of the options.
No, I
Just
saw
so you, I
that.
wanted to call out a statement that Raina said earlier. The winners win, and then she paused dramatically.
The winners do win.
The winners do win. So
They do win.
Okay, so Mud watched the 2 clips and he told me who the winner is. So, can I get a drum roll, please?
No, I only do drum rolls for Dave.
That's rude. Do it.
I'm a sellout!
I don't have a drum, but I hope this counts.
Yes. All right, and the winner of the first official Careful Cantrip clip competition is none other than Bally Lally with Rain in the Plane, isn't it?
Yeah.
Woo! Mud said he loses for having to watch the clips. Okay. So Bali, yay, you're here. I can see you. Send me a message on Discord and we will hook you up with a link to get your embroidered Careful Cantrip logo t-shirt. Fun fact, none of us have one.
Nope.
On the cast.
Yeah.
None of us have one. So yeah, it's very special. So special that we don't even have it. So anyways, send me a message and we'll figure that out. Okay, now we have to get into the chillaxed Q&A question period thing.
Okay.
Don't laugh at me, Dag. This is serious. We are not having any fun tonight whatsoever.
Just trying to
I'm already on board with
Still.
this then.
This is an interrogation. This is not a question and answer period.
Yeah, I have a question for you, Dag. Where were you January 3rd, 96?
96, I was in Singapore at the Hotel Four Seasons. I was in a kitchen telling a weird story about my parents who apparently left me there.
Okay,
to
no.
Say a time.
No.
You were doing
I
that the
actually
whole day?
believe this.
Yeah, because they lost me. They lost me that day, and
Bobby,
they were
we're way
trying to
off on our
find me.
investigation already. The trail's gone cold. I don't know.
Yeah,
what's
but
all
but
this.
yeah, instead of looking for my
We'll never
parents, I
find
went
that
and talked
kid.
to the staff for like the entire day. But none of the staff spoke English, so they couldn't tell my parents where I was because they didn't know what my name was, and I was apparently not telling them. So
Okay. I'm
Dag
sorry
word.
for you, Dag.
What a good
now-
first question.
Yeah,
what a,
I'm glad
what a
that was
great
it.
first question. Okay, what we're gonna do is we are gonna start with the first question from Discord, and the first question was submitted 3 minutes after I said, "Hello, do you have any questions for us?" And this question was submitted by none other than Kine.
God!
Okay.
Can.
This question is for everyone. So we'll go around the table. The question is, what are some aspects of this campaign that surprised you the most? We'll start with Bobby. Because I feel
Okay.
like torturing you.
No, I got it. You don't
Yeah.
have to get ready if you stay ready.
Yeah.
That's it.
For me, it was definitely how little I was going to understand my character and how long I was not going to understand my character for. Because when you're not writing a lengthy backstory, you're kind of just who you are. It's not as easy to like understand who that is right away.
Mhm.
True.
Even my voice
And
has
rightfully so,
definitely
because
changed
we're-
like throughout the episodes. I'm starting to settle into it now, but
Mhm.
I was all over the place at the beginning, man. Also, I don't know anything about like. I find out so much about my character just with every decision I have to make.
Mhm.
Look at that.
Great.
Yeah.
Bobby's
Well, it-
building his character sheet as we go.
As we go, man.
Live build. Live build.
Well, Raina, it's
I
to
build.
jump in there. I feel like you're not wrong because the idea with this was to start super low level and like at the beginning of our character's journey. So literally are building our character sheets as we go with this. Like it's we're not supposed to have the giant grandiose backstory that's like I served in the 500-year war protecting the queen where I slayed 5 dragons. It's like I'm a dude in a town and I do vegetables. And then
Plus, when I was
for-
17, I was
Right.
not sure of who I was anyway.
I was
so
just
feel like-
about to ask chat that. Like, yeah, do you
Yeah.
know who you were at 17? No.
Yeah.
Not even a person yet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not even a
That's totally
person.
fair.
I can say that because if you're 17, you're not supposed to be watching this.
Yeah, get out of here.
Oh no, Nate, get that question from B Town to save it for later. Okay.
Okay, I will, Raina. Thanks,
Fuck,
B-Town.
Okay. Dag, you're next.
Me, I'm surprised I made it to season 3, and I have not been kicked off this show. That was
Oh, we have an
very-
announcement for you tonight, Dag.
Yeah, this is what this kind of
Nothing
This
important.
is your farewell stream.
Yeah, it's like the what do you call it, memento mori here.
Yes.
Okay, so but in seriousness, I think my biggest surprise, honestly, actually was getting to play with Becker again. Like, and I'm gonna gush here because I can.
Because we hate each other and we
no.
never thought we'd be on a
do.
stream
we,
again.
We exactly, and that was it.
Yes.
It was really very challenging for me as a performer to be able to put aside my seething rage.
Right.
But no, I no,
This
I
shows how
love my,
talented you are.
it's stop. So here's the thing, right? Like I live in a world where I have so many friends who are in the industry who are content creators, and these are my like close friends. These are the people who I really want to game with, and because everyone's so busy, I don't get a chance to actually game with them. You know, we have coffee every once in a while, we catch up, but we don't actually get to play in, like, especially a long-term campaign. So getting to know everyone from season 2 was amazing. Making friends with Nate, it was also amazing. But Becker and I have known each other for so long, and we've only ever really done one-shots before. So getting that surprise message of, like, you know, hey, guess who we're getting to come play? That was for me like a highlight and like one of the most surprising things to actually be able to get to play with a friend in a long-term campaign like that. So yeah, that's mine.
Okay, Nate.
Corey, what are we doing?
Nate, you have to answer the question. What are some aspects of this campaign that surprised you the most?
Oh, the minis were cool, I guess. All seriousness, I think it's, and I kind of repeat this sentiment every week in the campaign diaries, and like I don't know what to expect each episode. I genuinely don't. Like last season, I felt like I came in as Scrump, and it was like you guys were already in the middle of some stuff. There was an end in sight. You know what I mean? This season, don't know, man. So each episode is a bit of its own surprise. I think how well everybody clicks so fast together. We did a little bit of like pre-session before this, but probably not as much as we could have. Just everybody's insanely busy schedules, and it was right around Christmas time, so not the best time to meet up and play D&D, right? So it's but I feel like we didn't even really need it out the gate. We're all just super quick. Beck folding into this like they were here since day one. So yeah, it was great. That and there's a lot of P talk.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
No, I wasn't expecting
unfortunate.
I blame Raina for
Uh,
that.
That is
Yeah.
that has nothing to do with me.
I think to be fair, I think I was the first one to bring up Druid P, and it's kind of snowballed since. So I apologize.
You were, yeah.
Yeah, it was
should
your
apologize.
fault. But I just want chat to know, because you all can't see this. We have a separate private chat, and Raina's always typing the word P in it all the time, and that's
Yeah.
why it stays top of mind for all of us.
Constantly. Yeah,
It's
constantly.
almost
Constantly
like it's almost like being hypnotized or being like
Yes.
tricked into talking about it.
Yes.
constantly.
She's
Mhm.
always
This is-
bringing it up.
Mhm. Yeah. Okay, Beck.
See, Beck just falls right in. Like been here since day one.
As the outsider
Damn it,
coming
Nikki.
in, I was really worried about how well, or if I'd have to really fight hard to kind of like get a spot at this table and building relationships. I already knew I'd be relying on Dag a lot for that, because I know I have a really great rapport with him. I always enjoy building characters and stories with him. But it's always different when you join other people and you have to learn how to play nicely with each other. And it worked really smoothly. Not that because like I thought anyone in particular was a jerk, Nate, but
I thought you were going Bobby
No,
on
no.
that one.
Yeah, I
no,
thought
I
I
heard
was going to be the target of that.
I thought it was about time you got a little bit of this as well. You know, share
Yeah,
the
she
love.
doesn't punch down.
I make yeah.
Oh, but
So
Dag will.
accurate.
But I
shrunk 2 inches
I
this day.
loved how smooth it was. Quit interrupting me. This is
We're never getting through this.
It
35
was
questions,
very
guys.
nice. It felt like a really good rapport and a collaboration with friends, which when you build tables like this, I think it's very important. And I think it's gonna set up really nicely in the future because especially for long-term campaigns, you're eventually gonna get to more spaces where vulnerability is expected. And having a good sense of humor, of connection is going to be important for that. So I think I was happy how quickly it appeared. And I think it's gonna unlock a really good story for us very quickly.
Yeah,
I think so.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Okay, for me, I would say two things. First thing is Barrick. Just in general, I feel like I'm always just surprised. I'm like, oh, because Bobby's also figuring out Barrick, and like we talked a little bit about like how we were gonna play the twins and stuff. And I feel like none of the things we discussed are happening. So
No.
here we
Always
are.
plan for the plan to not work out.
Right. Yeah. We had a plan. It's not happening, but maybe it will. A little bit of our plan is happening, but not all of it. So
That's the thing, though. You got to like go with what feels natural at the time, right?
Yeah. And the other thing I think is that's surprising for me is I've never played at a more engaged and talkative table before. Like even the past campaigns, it felt like there was a lot more space to sort of, as Dag used the words, waffle. But in everyone who's at this table in this campaign is like super. What's the word I'm looking for? Not talkative, but like their characters are just so vibrant and like they jump off the.
I was choosing
page.
that moment to not say anything.
Yeah, I know. You guys just let me crash and burn. It's fine. I'm used to it. It happens all the
We're letting
time,
you
like
waffle.
last episode. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's my thing. Okay, next question. This one is hard. It's the second question
she
that
said.
came in. It's
Just
from
read it
Cass.
aloud and follow it with your fingers. It's fine.
No. Okay.
Remember,
Round it
Cthulhu
out.
starts with a C.
Okay.
Rita,
Guys,
I'm
give
so
them some
sorry.
credit. Maybe it's in a Cockney accent. They're trying to.
We love you.
All right. Listen, Dag, I don't appreciate the cackle from you, okay? Okay. This question is from Cass. If each player's least favorite character they've played was shoved in a one-shot, who would you all play as?
Fuck.
That is hard.
Ooh.
That is-
Least favorite that we've ever played.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to say if we can stick to careful cantrip stuff. I know Beck and Dag, you might not have a lot to pull from, so it's
I hated
okay.
Basil.
Fuck him, right?
The whole time.
So yeah, try your best, but if you can, it's okay. Just, I mean, because the people who are asking the question are asking about, our stuff. So, anyways,
Oh.
I'll start with Bobby. Go.
No, you started with me last time. I need time.
Okay, Nate, go.
If I have to do careful cantrip stuff, I don't really have an answer for that. Between Scrump and Al, my most hated, I'm gonna say Al. Scrump's amazing. I miss the boy. Al, we haven't figured it out yet. He's too early. I haven't judged him. Al's great, but if you'll allow me, Raina, I have played a ton of characters between Crouch Couch and things like
Yeah,
that.
go for it.
My most hated one would probably be the very first one I've ever played on a stream ever. And his name was Norville Rogers, and he was supposed to be a nod to Shaggy because it was a Halloween episode, and it was garbage. I still see clips of it pop up on GC and sometimes, and I just cringe so goddamn hard. But just early baby boy Nate, it's horrible to see. But yeah, I would totally throw them in the battle royale because they were horrible. But I did roll at like 85 damage with an assassin rogue on that, so maybe they do okay. I don't know.
Damn.
So, I don't know.
I don't know. Okay, Beck, you're next.
What am I supposed to say? I have one character.
Tell us about how much you hate Vea.
One.
You can pick a different character like that's not on careful cantrip.
I think the
Oh.
careful cantrip restriction is like, I don't think that's gonna work.
I was more so for Bobby
I'll
and
be
me, to
telling
be
time.
honest.
Yeah. No,
Really?
for time and getting good quality answers, go ahead and pass me on this one.
Okay,
To be determined a year from now.
fair.
Yeah.
All right, Bobby, you're up.
I don't know. I think you're up.
Okay. Listen, I'm sort of in the same vein as Nate right now, where I love Rune, and I can't wait to see where she goes. But we're 6 episodes in, and I feel like none of her story has come out, and none of her has come out yet enough. So if I had to pick between my 3 characters from the 3 campaigns, it's going to be Rune, not because I don't love her, but just because we haven't had enough time with her. But if I'm not picking that, I'm going to pick the character when I had to play, when I didn't have to play. But we thought it would be cool if Bobby and I played in a one-shot together. And I don't even know if you remember this, Bobby, but I played a character that was your daughter. And that...
Oh, I do remember that.
Yeah, I just never want to do that or experience calling you father or dad ever again. So that would be my least favorite character.
I do remember that. I think I played sort of like a deadbeat dad character. Like he's the cool dad that feeds his kid like Twinkies for dinner. Like I don't know. Like,
He's more of a friend, you know.
Oh gosh. See, I want to say Barrick also, just because like for the same reasons. Like we haven't fully explored them yet. They're not very complex yet. They're still sort of like being formed. So I'll say that doesn't count. Grimoire's best boy, favorite character I've ever played. Lucy would probably be second, then Wilhelm. So I guess Wilhelm, just because he was more of like, because he joined after, spoilers, Grimoire passed.
Oh no! Oh no!
I said spoilers.
Bobby!
He was more of a supporting character, and it was fun to play like the wholesome, like, you know, he doesn't have any like baggage really that he's bringing to the table. He's just there for you guys and to like make you all feel better. So I still enjoyed playing him too. I don't know. It's a tough. That is a tough question.
It is. Okay, Dag.
Okay, so I played in a game of Talisman when they were launching their RPG, and I played a character whose name was Sidron. He was a ghoul chef, and you'd think that a chef would be like one of the favorite characters that I'd play, but the table that I was in was just so out of sync, and it had like so many people who pushed like their own personal non-roleplay game agenda. And so I went from this character who was basically, again, the Chef Boyardee kind of, you know, kind of killer ghoul thing, into having people just like kind of poke fun at him, make jokes at him, and eventually his personality changed from like this, like sort of Gordon Ramsay-ish sort of brutal character with like high standards for culinary cuisine, into just this person who is just outrightly an asshole and annoyed at people. So he didn't go where I wanted him to go, and it was like a 12 episode series. So I kind of like, you know, because I'd agreed to, like, had to kind of like drag him through this campaign, and it was probably one of the most forced characters I ever saw. If I had a chance to play him again, I reckon I'd do better, but that character there is still probably the worst one. Like for me as a performer, for what I actually pulled out of him, I was just not happy with that. I think the only good joke I made was someone was like, oh, hey, you're a ghoul, you're gonna eat that guy that we just killed, right? And I'm like, no, he's been on the floor. If I made you a fucking turkey sandwich and dropped it on the ground, you gonna eat it? Shut the fuck up. You know? It was...
I mean, I probably would.
Yeah,
gross.
Fair, Bobby. Yeah, so,
Gross.
you know, I again, like, yeah, that was probably the only line I had that was in character for the entire series.
Okay. All right. We're getting through these questions one by one. I love it. Okay, next question is from Carl. Question for Raina. Carl! I love that you're using elven words for your spellcasting. Amazing. I would love to use them in my games and would like to know where you get the words from and how to pronounce them. Well, Carl, listen. I typed into Google Elvish translator. If you put in the word Sindarin, it'll basically narrow the searches down to specifically Tolkien Elvish, which is Sindarin. And there's a few websites, because sometimes the words that I'm looking for aren't in the translator. and I just type in, like, I look at my spells and I say, okay, I want to use the word like guiding light or something like that. So I type in guiding light into the translator. It gives me a word. How to pronounce them? I don't know. I'm making it up, man. I don't know. I'm going with it. So,
Sounds
and that's
about
that's the beauty about, this
Hey, it's
stuff.
the dialect from your region. You can pronounce it how you want to.
This is what I'm saying. You can do whatever you want, especially if it's in your own game. You can just do what you want. So that's that. Okay, next question is McLover. How long have you all known each other? You seem like such a tight group. Okay, well, I'll just quickly answer that. So, I mean, it's complicated.
It is.
It is very complicated.
Do we ever
Raina and
really
I are
know
twins.
each other?
Yeah.
I could be a murderer. They wouldn't know.
It's true. Well, Dave and I have known each other for a lot of years. And Jess and I went to high school together, so we've known each other for a very long time. And then we started streaming, and then we met Bobby. So him at least 3 years now. Then I forgot who joined next. Then Dag. Then Dag joined, but we knew Dag like in the streaming community, and same with Beck. Like even though she wasn't streaming with us, I know Dave did like D20 deathmatch and stuff like that, and I knew of Beck, and Beck and I did that one shot on Dag's show, the superhero comic. Fuck, Dag's gonna kill me. Whatever
Hero
it's called,
Academia.
Hero Academia. That's it. We did that. So
I see it was a very important and memorable thing in your life. Got it.
It was. I actually really had a good time. I just couldn't remember because I've been watching Avatar: The Last Airbender, and that's what I'm thinking about right now. And Vampire Diaries, obviously. And then Nate, like we've known Nate since we started, I think.
Yeah, Pops and Dragons days. And we were all like, that was early. Like we were like, I think you guys, when we used to have a comparison of like Hops and Dragons, would be like, I just got 50 followers, and you guys were like, we're at 75. Like it was so yeah. It was,
I remember those sweet days.
Yeah, we were like early. It was COVID. Like when COVID just happened, everybody poured online, and it was like, so we kind of just rubbed elbows there and things like that. And it was Paul and Tilly running the show, and I was just mostly in their chat and things like that. So we just got to know each other through Discords.
That's right. And you were like, "Oh, I have a website. I'm gonna put Careful Cantrip on it." And then you never did. And I was like,
did. Well,
wow.
that fell out. Websites, it turns
the
out,
drama.
very annoying to run.
Yeah.
Especially, your partner's not.
I know. It's
yeah,
all good.
I used to run a gaming website when they first met me, and I was doing quite well with it. It was a good but very stressful time of my life, and I thought about going back, but then quickly moved on from that thought. So.
Yeah.
Thank you,
okay, I think Peter, what did he say? Oh, thanks for the sub, Peter. You're
Also,
the
I
best.
just want to call out Cole Drake. That's an amazing analogy. Bobby equals this stray kitten stuck in the drain pipe. That is how it felt.
Yeah,
that was me joining the D&D community.
That's
Had no idea where I was or what I was doing.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
I think Bobby at the time, you were sort of punching down. You had a bigger channel than these guys.
I did.
You
How
did.
crazy is that, y'all?
Yeah.
I was bigger than Careful Cantrip.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I was doing.
You're like, I guess I'll go hang out with these
stream.
peasants.
An art stream that I was doing.
Yeah.
Oh God, the good old days.
I still say
okay.
bring back Bobby's Twitch channel. Tell him, chat.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so here's the thing. We're going to go to our first roundtable questions. And I'm just pulling it up from where I put it. So we'll start with Beck. Beck, ask your first question.
Oh, yes. You know what? I'm going to go with Dag on this very first question because
Love
one
it.
of the most important things that stood out in episode 1 or 0 was that you had an insane amount of family members. Like a lot of family members that was a little hard to remember everyone's name. And of course, Keelan has a clear connection and wanting to be a part of them. It's the whole family bond. But I want to know the little family drama, of course, right? I want to know which family member is Keelan's favorite and which one does he perhaps maybe not so openly not like the most?
Trauma. Here is the tea. Let's go.
Okay. So, first of all, I've got to prefix this with Dag has a spreadsheet for to keep track of my family. And the spreadsheet itself kind of is in flux because Dave, sort of takes some liberties with it, which is, stuff we discussed and things. At present, the person who Keelan sort of is most fond of as a family member is probably his grandmother. His grandmother's name is Shay, and she is a wild, like he is obviously, and a Highland cow. She is a lovely old Scottish lady, just one of those like dothery old, oh, he's all right, Keelan, here, have a cookie. She's we kind of saw her briefly with Keelan's nephew in episode 1. She was the one who was like kind of coddling the child as Keelan was playing with him. But yeah, definitely a favorite because while everyone else is very much focused on climbing up the mountain, being heroic, being big and hunting and all that other jazz, Shay is just very, very happy for her family, to have her family, and she appreciates Keelan, which is really nice. Not to say that no one else does in the family, but Grandma Shay is definitely high up there. As far as least, is definitely Matherson. And here's why, though. This is really interesting because when I first envisioned Matherson, I actually envisioned Matherson as being someone who is just too busy to look after Keelan, because he has a family, and the triplets, who are my nephews, are actually his kids. So I always imagined him being just too busy to really give Keelan the time of day. So his kind of like discouraging words in my mind were always supposed to be kind of like, I'm too busy, Keelan, not now, or it's like, no, you're not ready to go up the mountain, look, maybe one day, but not right now, like just this hecticness. But the way that Dave's been doing it, there's just been this visceral, almost like cutting depth to how much Matherson has been tearing Keelan down. So for me, I feel like this version of Matherson is absolutely the one that he likes the least. He still respects him a lot because Matherson is is like kind of like after his father, the person who is taking the lead in all the hunts and stuff like that. But between the way that Matherson treats him, the way the family views him as this like big hero, and even like Keelan's hero, Jack Thunderboar, says he'd rather have Matherson with him. Keelan's just got some he still loves him as a brother, but it's like that sibling that you're just like, I can't get on with him. I just would, it's just this a lot of juju that goes there, that goes, he's no bueno.
No bueno.
No bueno.
Oh.
Good.
Okay. All right. Let's do Nate. Ask your first question.
Yeah, let's do him.
Sure.
Or else.
Yeah, don't get him. Bobby, this one kind of goes towards you with Barrick's relatively honest but shady kind of recent path. If Barrick was like a traditional, let's say like comic book villain, what do you think their goal would be for their villainy? Barrick goes down the dark side. What's his ultimate
That's
goal?
a good question. Immediate reaction is like breaking down the government. Like he would just destroy all idea of social and government like infrastructure and everything. Like he would just go back to like survival by survival means and just making everything very like very much what's the word or the phrase?
Like survival of
like
the
everyone
fittest.
fend for themselves. Everybody the fittest will survive kind of thing. And so I think that's what his villain arc would be basically just making everything simpler, make everything make sense.
I would assume he would do this with like an army of Jeremys as well.
Yes.
Probably, yeah. I think
hundreds of thousands.
The arc would be something about him like becoming a like grand druid that can command legions of beasts and like just yeah. Just sending horses into Congress, like fucking.
That's always how I
standing
imagine
outside,
myself
going,
happening.
"I knew I could do
Yeah.
it."
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, he would team up with Scrump. That would be his sidekick.
Seeks with the horse lord. Yeah.
They're actually Scrump would probably be the leader because
I could see.
Eric is indecisive.
the plan
so
would not
he wouldn't want to be in charge.
Yeah, I think Jed would be like the behind the scenes leader. Scrump's like,
Yeah, he's the
totally know
puppet
what's going
master.
on. Yeah,
Jed's the
exactly.
puppet master.
Yeah. And it's all to get like a can of beer he forgot or something. Yeah.
Okay, Dag, you're next. Ask your question.
All right, I'm gonna ask a question of Becca.
Ooh.
No, I'm always personally interested in this because, making characters is such an integral part of playing this game, and everyone's got their own different styles and things. And I think Vea is just a phenomenal character. There's so much depth to both her, her family, her personality, and stuff like that. But what was your process when you created Vea? Like, what were the steps that led you to playing this particular archetypal character?
Inspired by a rabbit.
my rabbit character that I play, my squirrel character, my rat Nix.
Whistle pig.
I think it's a giraffe.
A giraffe. Yeah, it's a giraffe. Vea was very fun to kind of build up. The first thing I knew I wanted was I wanted her to want something that she couldn't have. And I wanted it to be something very impossible. Like, she would have to learn how to wild shape, essentially. I wanted her to be able to literally fill the boots of her parents. And I think it's that challenge because so much, I like to look at universal challenges, universal appeals when it comes to us as humans. We always try to find senses of belonging. We always try to find relationships in which we connect with people. And so I wanted her to feel that challenge in her own way of how does she find belonging, and not how she thought she would or how society has created things, and she's going to have to define that and learn that in her own way. Because I think that's something that resonates with a lot of us. We see what a role is supposed to look like, and we think we need to try to fit that cookie cutter, and how she's going to have to go through the challenge. Even though it can be exciting to find yourself eventually in a place that's fit for you because you tailored it, there's a long journey in that pathway where you have to start to mold that on your own, and you have to be comfortable breaking out of those molds. And it really is, breaking is the right verb there, because it's a painful experience of breaking your dreams, breaking the training and the support that you've had to try to go out there and put yourself in a different spot. And I wanted Vea to already have a little bit of that edge and to make her feel like she was superficially strong, because I can't wait to break her. That sounds horrifying, but I cannot wait for it.
Because then you rebuild, stronger, faster.
Yeah, we have the technology.
I can't wait to break Vea either.
Now everybody else knows.
I probably wouldn't be applying lip balm when you said that, but
I know.
you
Perfect timing. Just my villain arc.
Fair.
Okay, Bobby, you ask your question.
Don't tell me what to do. Okay, I'll ask you a question.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay.
Are you making it up right
hunt.
now? Okay.
No, I have it written down, but I'm trying not to make it seem scripted by looking right over here and then
Okay.
During the hunt, Rune seemed unwilling to kill the elk. Is Rune a vegetarian, or does she just have some kind of moral stance on not killing innocent things?
Yeah, thank you so much for clearing the air with this question. I was really worried that people were confused about that. She is not a vegetarian. I think it was just more of an innocence thing. I think if there's a monster or something, or even an animal that is attacking, she would have no problem defending herself and being aggressive in that way. But the fact that the elk was just chilling there, being it's why are we gonna kill this thing? Made no sense to her. It was isn't life sacred? I don't know. So for Rune, I think she was a little confused. as to what to do because this person in authority was telling her like, go kill it.
Because it almost, for a moment, it almost read like you were that person that's like, hunting is wrong. Why can't you just go get your meat at the grocery store? Like, I was like, you know?
No, it was more of an innocence thing. It was more of like this elk is doing nothing. It's just elking, you know? It'd be the same thing if some like crazy monster came out and tried to murder us. It's like, we're doing nothing.
Well,
So
unfortunate for it, it was made of meat.
yes. Okay, next question is me. Okay. All right, well, I'll ask Bobby a question because both my people have already been asked questions. And this is obviously about Barrick. So Barrick, not you,
That's not my
but
name.
Barrick, is there something that Barrick feels about himself that he would want to change about himself or work on? Like, did you put a flaw in him? Like, does he recognize a flaw in himself that he would want to work on and or change?
No. And here's why.
Great. Yeah.
Perfect. Next question.
Yeah.
Well, you have to think about it like this. Like, what is Barrick's driving force? Like, what is he
drugs.
like wanting to do? And like, exactly, he wants to do drugs. No,
Jesus Christ.
he just wants to do things. Like, he just wants to go and like experience things and be out in nature and do all these things. He tends not to look inward too much. And the only times he has like maybe brief moments of that is like, for example, the scene with Hootie, where he like suddenly had to come to like a decision. And maybe for a brief moment in that moment, he's like, man, I wish I could be more like decisive. But I don't think he's self-aware enough to ask those questions. So I think no. I don't think he views himself as like a thing to like kind of fix or like or even try to like grow as a person. I think he likes who he is and he doesn't feel the need to change. So yeah.
Fair. Okay, next question. I'm gonna put Nate on the spot.
Sure.
Nate, can you ask the question that was from B-Town in chat? Are you still logging questions?
Yeah, I got a few of them here. First, I'd like to ask a quick one from Con. Daddy, Uncle Bobby? Question mark.
Right.
I didn't know if we settled. Okay, yes. Okay, cool. So from B-Town, what did what happened with previous characters affect your reservations of getting into this character?
Say that again.
B-Town asks, did what happened with previous characters affect your reservation with getting into this character? Or into character? So in general, I assume anything, your past characters, have they affected your current character? I assume this question was directed towards Bobby, but
I think it was for everyone.
Sound off. Yeah.
Here, I'm gonna grab Ollie's question here so we have it for later. Yeah, I mean, I know one of the big things I'm always about doing is going way different from whoever you were last, right? Like if you just played a character, like for me, I played Wilhelm last, very like cozy dad, like I don't know, dad vibes or like kind of adoptive father, like kind of vibes, right? Just very sweet and whatever. So I wasn't about to play that character again. So I want to go pretty far away from that character. So I'm playing it. So I'm like, okay, maybe I'm a little selfish, a little blunt, not as like maybe wise as Wilhelm was, reckless, you know. So just kind of like so it's always gonna I'm always gonna go different from whatever I just was. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I can agree with that one. It's kind of Al versus Scrump, right? Scrump was I know I do Chaos Goblin well, like, not even just literal goblin, but just that's my normal niche. If that's my strong spot, you know, the dumb wizard characters with no pants, dumb goblins with giant backpacks. There's always something. That's my safe zone. So coming into this season, I felt like I kind of wanted to get a little bit more into the role play with you guys, and I felt like I couldn't do that with another Chaos Goblin, right? So, bring in Al's. I've changed Al's backstory, and Bobby, you know this as well, but I've changed Al's backstory
Pretty
many
drastically
times at this point. Pretty drastically. And I'm curious
Yeah.
to reveal everything to you guys once it's all said and done. But I've gone through a lot of iterations, and I feel like it does get slightly better every time. But there's some things that I've sacrificed and things like that. So, but it's overall it's different playing Al this season. I've kind of almost become like the group dad, and compared to Scrump, it's fucking left field. So I don't know if you guys feel the same. Dag back.
What about me? The hell,
didn't
Nate?
Nobody
Not
cares.
you though.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
I'd absolutely,
Nope.
I'd absolutely agree. I think when Scrump joined into season 2, everyone's relationships were already so solidified. I think it kind of limited the amount of choices that you had in what time you were a part of it. Because if I'm not mistaken, originally you were only there to cover the transitional stage between where Bobby was.
Yeah, it started off
location
as
and
a
stuff
week,
like that.
which turned into a
to-
couple weeks, and now here I am still.
Which I think one not only gives you like an origin for like why that character archetype was played, but also B showed how like well you played that role, because obviously you got invited to do the rest of the season now, and it was and Scrump is a very beloved character. I mean Dag loved the relationship between Basil and Scrump. It was hilarious, and it was a sense of humor that was missing from my particular story, and it was really cool to share that scene with you. And I'm even more excited now in this season to share a different type of relationship between Al and Keelan, where we're now like very close friends, who kind of like are each other's confidants in a lot of ways. So yeah, that's my feeling towards it.
Yeah, I can't wait for chat to see the makeout scene. It's crazy.
Oh my god.
So exciting. So exciting.
And the big reveal that Keelan's a girl's name. I mean,
Oh my gosh.
What about you,
Heck.
Becca? Any past characters that's kind of influenced Fea? Like, do you like change from what you like, kind of like Bobby and I changed from what you did last drastically, or?
I think that is the idea, is that every time you create a character, while it's always fun, like for one shots, I've been trying to go back and I'm playing the same character. One, it saves my brain a lot of time. And one shots, like they don't get as much energy and depth that they always deserve for the characters we create there. But for any long-term campaign, I think while for many of us, we're thinking about the shows and how we create it for people, selfishly, by creating very different characters, it adds, I think, more value for us personally to get to explore and learn more things about it. Not that there's a wrong way of doing it, but it's kind of like, instead of choosing to read the same story again and again, I want to now make this different. I want to get it from a different perspective. I want to see this person's story. I want to open up a new book. And that's what I think about when I come to create characters. That doesn't mean there's not influence. I think that's the same in anything, whether it's like, okay, I'm now joining a new workplace, or I'm doing X or Y or Z. It impacts, here's what we did last time, both the good and the bad of what we liked and what we didn't like, and how we try to avoid or create something to make it better.
Yeah.
Well said.
I would say that it's the same thing as everyone's saying, like with V, she's very serious. Everything, she was very jaded, which after a year and a little bit of playing V, I kind of wanted to change that up because I was looking for a little more positivity.
Did you find you got jaded within that year?
Yes.
A little bit?
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. It's so
Yeah.
crazy because Alara was like so naively positive, and I could have the shittiest day, and I would come and sit down and play Alara, and at the end of the night I would be like, the world is great again.
Yeah.
And then I would have a shitty day and play V and be like, well, fuck this life. Like, so I was like, okay, I need something in the middle here to sit in, and so yeah, it's just challenge.
During that particular time, Raina would just send me drunk texts of her just like saying, "Hey, you're cool, fuck you," and then hang up on me, and I'm just like so confused.
This is
Yeah.
just all
really in character.
all
It's all right. The whole time I tried to turn people into horses for a good 6 months. We don't
that's true. I think we're all just
Multiple
looking for something
times.
different.
I was a horse so many times in season 2. I was not expecting to be a horse that
Me
much
either.
for season 2.
Me either. No, it's
I was half a horse once.
yeah.
Were, yeah.
Okay.
I have not been a horse yet, so there's that.
In fact, we gave chat the ability to throw random magic table potions, but Dave and I did a stream where we like created the magic table chart, and one of them was like turn somebody into a horse, so almost like the alpaca, right? And then the other one was like turn somebody into a centaur. And I think it came up like 4 times throughout the whole campaign of Scrum being there because chat kept being like, more potions. And so at one point we were at a gate and we were all just about to get caught. And it was like lights over, take to the bad guy. And I threw a whole sack that chat gave me of like 20 potions we had or something like that. I was like, just throw them all at once. And Dave just threw a handful of dice and we turned like 15 people into horses. And like, it was just the most, it was
a nice stampede.
Trump being like, I am the horse lord. Like, it's just it's the dumbest.
May I offer a suggestion to elevate this experience next time?
Mm-hmm.
Make each potion 10%. So when they throw one potion on there, only 10% of their body turns into a horse. If they need to be a full horse, you have to go full. Or then you can start mixing animals. I don't know what you do with the centaur, and you throw more like horse in there, but
where were you last campaign? You would have given so many ideas.
Yes, sorry.
Horse head, human torso, horse legs.
Which
just
part
one
of you
horse
is
arm.
horse?
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to touch on Majestic Wolf. I see you in chat asking if we saw your question. So just for other people who have joined us, we have some questions that have been submitted in Discord. We have some questions for each other, and we're sort of going back and forth between all of those, plus the questions in chat. So I'm hoping Nate or Bobby has seen your question, and we will do our darndest to get to it.
I have.
You have. We have your question.
Thanks,
We're just getting to them all. Okay, next question.
That being said, I haven't been writing down people's names who asked the question, so we'll ask your question, but I can't shout you out. I'm sorry.
Okay, great. Next question is from Carl again. Oh no, wait. Yeah, Carl. Coral, you all bring such comedy gold to the game, and so fast too. What is your sources of inspiration for bringing such laughter to the game? Bobby?
Oh, jeez. Like, where does our sense of humor come from? Is that basically what the question is asking?
I guess, yeah. What are your
Trauma.
sources of inspiration?
Trauma.
Trauma.
Ooh.
I don't know. I have a big family. I think when you have like a lot of brothers and sisters, not to say that people who are like, if you're an only child, I'm not calling you out for not being funny, but I think it helps a lot if you have a big family, because I have like 7 brothers and sisters, and we would just talk
You're
shit
trying to
to
one-up
each
each
other
other.
all the time
Yeah.
and joke around with each other all the time. So I think a lot of it came from that for me.
Sure.
That and then you
Answer.
just media that you absorb, you watch it, It's Always Sunny and shit like that. Constantly I get ideas for like a character just because of like a one-liner in like whatever, right?
Mhm. Dag?
So for me, I am a very deliberately funny person. Like I'll, if I can, like to breadboard a lot of my humor before I bring it to the table. A lot of the in jokes and stuff like that. I mean, like in the one shot we did this weekend, you could see how a lot of it was written in. But naturally, I have always been very witty because I grew up with things like Blackadder, Not the 9 O'Clock News. Which is why if you watch how I react to people, sometimes I'll have those moments where I'll say something funny or throw a one-liner out, but other times it'll all be like my reaction, my very dry reactions to things, because you need to have that person, and it's not an act, it's actually how I feel sometimes, who is just put upon by what is going on. And so I'll have this very unimpressed look or stuff like that, which, is an important role to play in humor. It's the straight-laced person, or the person who is, drinking potions and being turned into a horse against their will, and I love being in that role. I'm there for, any chance that I can to play around with that style of humor. That being said, I also do love Japanese batsu humor. So things like the oopsie just tickle my fancy. If you know what batsu humor is, you don't need me to explain it. If you don't know what it is, feel free to have a look, but beware, preemptively beware. There's a whole thing about it. Anyway, yeah, that's me. Yeah,
I don't know what it is and I'm scared now.
Yeah,
good.
now I'm terrified.
excellent.
Do
Yeah,
you
look.
want to know?
The big
Oh,
reveal
okay,
coming.
so hold on. So every year they do this thing with variety performers, comedians, and stuff like that called the Batsu Games, where they go 24 hours and they can't laugh, and they basically spend like hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars on this production where they take them through like it's like Batsu games in a high school, and they've got to dress up as high schoolers, and then there's just like comedy sketches, there's like stuff that happens, and if they laugh, and if they laugh, these soldiers come out with like bats and smack them on the arm.
So this is the original like you
turn.
laugh you lose challenge.
Right, but that's my point.
I was following until the end, and I thought this sounds terrifying.
But it's
And then we beat them. Yeah.
But it's so hilarious because at one moment, like, you know, they'll be walking down a road, and then this guy who's walking with them is like, oh man, you know, look, that sign's backwards. You mind going and grabbing it? And then they go to grab it, and as they do, they fall into like a 10-foot deep pit, and then confetti explodes outwards, and everyone who didn't fall on their ass just starts laughing, and these soldiers pull up, and then just oh, okay. It's a lot funnier to see than it is to explain to people.
I'm slightly terrified, but I believe you.
Can we move on? Let's not do that humor.
Okay,
It's
Beth.
very uniquely Dag.
Well, what
no,
was
wait,
the
Nate.
original question?
Yeah, I can't remember now. Oh, where does our source of humor come from? Nate, go first, then Beck. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, quickly touch on it. Had an older brother, very similar to Bobby in a scenario. I was also the bit of a fat kid growing up, so it was very easy to deflect when you were getting made fun of. You kind of learned how to like humor. Very similar, like we're saying in chat, there, become a bit of a shield. So, but I just always stand up was always on in my house between my brother and I. I grew up on things like In Living Color, a lot of sketch comedy.
In Living Color.
Canada is very comedy heavy. Canadian comedy scene's its own thing. There's a lot of political comedy here.
Yeah, they apologize
comedy was
after
always
every joke, right?
Yeah, very much so. Yeah. But no, comedy here is always a big thing for us. I did stand up for myself for several years, so this kind of fills my itch of that. My stand-up community kind of fell apart locally, but yeah, it's I don't know. It's always kind of been there. I mean, the quickness I always attribute to things like I feel like as ups and downs as the show has had, things like Family Guy and South Park and things like that have always been a big influenced me as a young teenager. So I think that Kevin Smith movies, just the fast banter, things like that, have always kind of activated those neurons in the brain to keep things going fast rather than. I'm not a joke writer. I'm an improv guy. So it's yeah, that's me.
Beck.
Yes. I don't really categorize myself in types of humor. I'm sure other people could. I just don't put the brain width span words around that, as you can obviously tell. What I lean more into is thinking very comprehensively. How do I play up with others? Most of the time I don't go in thinking about my own punchlines because I don't think I'm very funny. I think of my humor opportunities as to lift others up and to support the scenes that they've created. I like to think of myself whenever I'm doing comedy as being like on a volleyball team that I'll set it up and leave it for somebody to spike. But if I had to kind of let something of my own stand on it, it's probably more that I'm more of a performative comedic. I know that my facial expressions are a big part of how I express myself, and comedies with that. I don't hold back in making dumb faces, and I think that allows people to access the emotions, the reactions very clearly. I've been told I have big eyes, so I use that.
You're very emotive. We've just noticed that in the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's awesome. It brings a whole other like layer to it. So.
Can I also say, not in any kind of shameless pluggy way,
Oh,
Becca, I know when Becca was on my channel for Rise of the Rune Lords, she played a character who was absolutely amazing, and through her descriptions and the way that she actually commands a scene in a physical space, her slapstick in actual D&D is hilarious. Like the character she played was just so clumsy and so big and goofy. And the moment that we had that scene in the lake where she turned into an alpaca and she like went for Barrack and just jumped on it, like stuff like that, Becca nails, like absolutely nails. Like just the humor of, like, how could you do this to me? And just like doing that while both Keelan and Al are just on the banks, like kind of like, uh-oh.
That was a really fun scene.
That wasn't funny for me. That was pure violence.
Right.
That was
Beck as a person
Hilarious.
was enraged.
Yeah.
That wasn't
Absolutely
even
hilarious.
That was just
Plus,
very
I was
real
also a
aggression.
cute moose. Make all the boy mooses go, ooh. Anyway. That's why I'm sorry that I played a moose character. I was a cute moose.
I like your antlers.
Yeah, thank you. I thought it would help with the understanding of what a moose
Yeah,
was.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's that extra layer.
Yes. Yes.
I think for me, I would not really describe myself as like a comedian or someone who.
Yeah, no one would.
Okay, rude.
Saw that coming from someone. I didn't know what it was
Yep,
coming from.
know. I would
I happen
say
to think
that.
you're very funny, Raina.
Tasting.
Funny looking.
What?
I knew that was coming too.
Who said that?
What the fuck? That's fucking weird, man. That's weird.
So answer the
Funniest
question.
Okay. Sorry, I'm thrown off by Dag's weird
I don't know,
jab.
man.
Okay. All right. So I would say that I'm not funny, but I'm fun. And I approach things with like a childlike light to them. And that usually sort of like Becca allows for a volleyball team situation where I can sort of bring in the chaotic energy. And then sort of just like say, here, do something with it.
That's so important to have in a D&D group, by the way, because if everyone is like the one doing the one-liner, it loses so much. Everything just starts to fall flat. So
Yeah.
appreciate your setters. You know?
That was a
Yeah,
subtle
meet
way
the
of
straight
saying
guy,
know
meet
your
the setters.
place.
No, you're in place, all right?
Don't make any jokes. You're not
You
funny.
support me. Remember that.
Raina, we're gonna have to talk about Rune. She's getting a little too funny.
Yeah. I need you
Yeah.
to
You know
go
what
ahead.
we can always do is
Stop
just call her
that.
Ruin.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, ruin.
Question for DM Dave. What the fuck?
Why are you bad at saying this?
Jack, gotta start calling him out. That's all. That's the
Yes.
only solution.
Yeah.
Aggressively
I,
call Dave out.
I appreciate that he says it, now he's
does.
attempting to fix it.
Yeah.
Yes.
At
Yeah.
first there was a
There just must be
relentlessness
some.
to acknowledge that he was getting it wrong, and now I probably has heard himself say it back, and he's like, oh, I am adding an I in for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. There's some connection there that just like Dave's a very fluent man. Like he's very educated, very well learned. So it's not anything to do with intelligence in any way. It's just
Oh,
I had just chalked it up to
It's
Canadian
a weird-
things. Like I was like,
Yeah.
that's just probably how Canadians
Yeah.
say ruin. I don't know.
It is hard.
I think it's just Dave. He's just like generally not great with names. He's good with people, not their names. So
fair.
yeah.
Oh, I did
Um,
read a really funny D&D thing the other day. So your DM describes you're going down a path and there's a fork in the road, and then you go, I pick it up. That's
I
hilarious.
actually like that. If I'm being honest. I usually don't like self-set up jokes, but that
It's perfect.
one got
You
me
let
a
it
little bit.
pass.
It's
Okay.
perfect.
That one got
I
me a
thought that
little
was
bit.
hilarious.
Oh my god.
That way everyone can take it to their DM. That is my gift
Yep.
to everyone. If
You're
Dave ever says it here, we should all try to race to say it first.
Same time.
Okay.
We gotta do
Okay.
it in unison.
Yes.
We pick it up.
Okay, next question is what inspired each of your character builds? I know we sort of touched on it, but we could talk more specifically about our character creation, and we'll just try and not go into really long waffles. Bobby, go.
Sure. Bold of you to assume I have a build. I always just base my character, like if I'm gonna take a multi-class of any kind, it has to be story-based. There has to be a reason for it. And I don't care if it's strong or not.
Okay.
So all you min-maxers out there, go fuck yourself.
Wow.
Play however
Okay.
you want. I'm just kidding.
Fighting words.
Okay, Dag.
I found out what everyone else was playing and then decided to make something that was a little different. I based it on the Flash from the Zack Snyder movie, and there's this line in it where Flash goes, where Batman's like, I need you to go and kill a bunch of these Apoca demons. And Flash is like, I don't know how to fight. It's like, what do you mean? You've been crime fighting for ages. It's like, well, no, I just kind of run really fast and sort of push people out of the way. And I'm like, yes, I want to do that. I want to run really fast and
Push people out of the way. Yeah.
So yes, he's a barbarian monk for just that reason. It's why I rethemed rage into adrenaline rush, because I didn't envision Keelan ever being like an angry person. Just he runs fast and he pushes people. He's not a violent person. He's a good boy. Yay.
Good boy. Okay, Nate.
I did a couple different things. I wanted to do warlock. I like the idea of warlocks. They please me with their spell economy. We can get into a conversation about action economy in D&D, but anyway, warlock I wanted to do it this season. So it came down to I was either going to do fathomless because I really like the theming of it, or I was going to do genie because I really like the mechanics. And then Dave was like, "Oh, there's not going to be a lot of water." So there's our answer, right? So we went with genie instead, and yeah, it's been fun. I'm looking forward to like kind of expanding on it more. I obviously am sure like all of us here has played way too much Baldur's Gate release, so I really enjoyed warlock there, and I had already kind of like thought about a few different character builds for it, so that kind of just solidified my wanting to Eldritch Blast and have those nice heavy hitting spells that can be restored on a short rest. Sounds pretty cool to me. So
Yeah, I can't wait till I can turn into a gorilla and start throwing people. That's all I want to do.
yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Here.
Okay, Beck.
I'll be honest, I didn't put a notable thought around this. But I did that purposefully. And I think that's because, one, we're so low level. It doesn't matter, to be blunt, right? Like it really doesn't matter. There's a few things, like I'm really glad that we could race and we had nice stats for the racing part. But other than that, I thought, well, okay, she wants to be a fighter. In Veya's mind, that's what she's going to be. But really, as we go along, multi-classing can happen. We could change. It gives us a lot of leeway because we're starting at such young stats, at such young levels. So I don't know, maybe we might multi-class, maybe we go into more magic. It just depends on where the story goes and how Veya is willing to change.
Yeah. I was sort of the same way. Honestly, I didn't do my stats until like the week before our session 0. I had the character done in my head, but I honestly don't really care about the build. I like them to obviously work, right? You want your character to function, but it was sort of like I created the character and then I went in and was like, okay, I need to put stuff in this stats because this is who she is, and I need to put stuff in that. So I was more focused on like what her art, like what I want her themes to be to explore, and like what her the bad things, what are they called? Flaws. What her flaws and attributes are, that kind of stuff.
Those terrible things about
You
her.
have such a way with words.
Yeah, I know. Okay. Tech
Also,
question.
let me know if you want me to read any of the questions that I've put down.
Listen, Bobby,
any
we
point.
will. Okay, I have a plan. I'm not
Don't
forgetting.
yell at me, please.
Okay?
I'm so sorry.
Mud, is it easy for you to unmute? If you can, unmute. So unimpressed.
Like, hold
He's
on.
Fuck you. Okay, there's a tech
What?
question for you.
What do
The
you
tech
want,
question
chat?
is. what,
Oh
what
man,
do
you guys woke up mud. Damn.
He's like, what?
What?
old man.
What do you use to stream background music to each of your players?
We use Foundry VTT. So we just build playlists in Foundry and then have all of your players sign into Foundry. Even if you're not rolling dice or anything like that, you can still use it to blast music to them.
There you go. Fun facts by Mud. Ooh, that should be a mini series. Fun facts by Mud. And he's just like, fuck
Facts
you. I don't
are
want to
not
talk
fun.
to you.
Mud fact.
Facts are not fun. Okay. Oh, wait, there's a follow-up, Mud. And if there were challenges encountering figuring it out, what were they? And how did you figure them out? Oh, okay.
Challenges in figuring out music.
That implies
is that
that
what we're
it's
asking?
I think it's just in general tech, which always the answer. You know what, Mud? I'll just listen. The answer is there's always tech questions. What we did as Careful Cantrip is we brought Mud on to solve the problems. Mud, how do you
so much
solve the
easier.
problems?
In terms of music, we've been creating D&D shows and stuff for about 5 years now, so we pretty much have music locked down. So No real complications there. For this show, usually complications arise before episode 1 with just kind of getting the show run and making sure all of the animations and buttons work and people are muted when they're supposed to be muted and unmuted when they're supposed to be muted, and that there's a delay on Bobby's mic so he can't talk right before we're gonna go live.
Yep.
You know,
All that.
stuff like
Real.
that. It's usually just housekeeping stuff at the beginning of the season, and then after that it's kind of everything's fairly automated from there.
Thank you, Mud. Okay.
I believe I'm being silenced. This is the first I'm hearing of this.
You didn't know this
You
entire
didn't know
time.
that?
I just
This
muted
is
him.
just for
Stream can't even
you.
hear him right now.
That's so
We're
funny.
like, no.
No one can hear you now, Bobby. How's that feel?
Good.
Okay,
I
Bobby.
keep telling people to not piss off the tech. No one listens.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I don't piss off Mud. I even made him a thing that said you're the my favorite person of the week, and I sent it to him. He didn't respond.
He doesn't care.
He was just like, "What the fuck is this?"
Does not
Actually,
care.
I meant to respond. I got busy with something else. I didn't.
Don't believe it. Raina literally sends that to everyone.
I know.
Wow.
Becca
wow.
also got one.
Okay.
I've got the screenshots to prove it.
Yeah.
Okay, Bobby, ask a chat question. Go.
Go.
Sure. This comes from someone.
Okay.
What cool D&D perspective or trick that you've picked up from a fellow cast member that you feel like has made you a better player and improviser? That was worded weirdly.
Oh no, say
But-
that again.
It can be from anyone, right?
Basically,
Like,
what
here's a
they're
trick we
saying
learned
is,
from someone.
what cool like D&D like trick or like thing did you learn from a fellow cast member that's made you better as a player?
I have something. It doesn't. So from somebody else, I can't remember who taught me this, but I was trying to think about how do I improve on my storytelling, and one of the tips was think about all of your senses when you're describing things. So much when I hear of D&D and players, we think about just what we see. But when you want it to be an immersive experience, always try to engage in at least 2 of your senses. Maybe it's something you smell and something you see, or something you feel and something you hear, right? And that creates something a little bit more in depth and adds layers to the ways and textures that we feel within a world that's being created. And I try to always keep that in mind of like, how do I describe Vea more than just like what she looks and provides? And it's been a good challenge. It often comes down more to when I'm DMing than sometimes as a play, but it's still a good rule of thumb when we think about how do we experience the world around us. It's more than just with our eyes.
That's good advice.
Thanks.
I feel like in general, I feel like I'm always learning. And it's hard to sort of like pinpoint things.
We'll
I
do
think,
it because that's the question.
Okay. I think like individually, I think you all individually have something like honestly, Beck just started, and I think they're like the way that you bring like your facial expressions and like you're always like in character is something that like I'm trying so desperately to do, but Nate usually ruins that plan like within 5 seconds. So that is something from you, Bobby. I don't know, you just have like a natural like I've sort of talked to you about it, how it's like in your role play it just feels very natural and not forced, and I always try and find that too, I guess. Dag, you have a really good way of like saying interesting like smart things like in an improv situation, which I'm not good at. So, you know, I try. I'm battling against genetics here. So,
Wow.
And Nate is just always funny. And I wish I was as funny as Nate. You know, he's always making me laugh, especially when he plays Scrump. I should be banned from playing any characters around Scrump. So, yeah, I don't know. And like, I've just done a lot of one shots and like, we've had guests on the show and like, you just see, I can't. It's the voice.
It's the dumbest scrump grunt.
You little shitty
It's just a ball of anxiety.
It's so
It's
fun.
really funny too because I still remember Raina's face when she realized that Nate pulls faces when he does Scrump's voice.
Oh, it's the eyes.
She was laughing for like days. Like just days and days of it.
It's crazy eyes. I've seen Nate like he opens his eyes like when he's being animated, but there's
Yep.
Do that
scrub
again.
eyes.
You have googly eyes. Did you know that?
Yeah, a
You-
little bit. Yeah.
Yeah,
guess it's
that's
like a-
cool. Yeah, that's special.
It's emotive. It's emotive.
Listen,
That
those
is-
are
that is-
scrump
Alright.
eyes. You know
So,
they're not scrump eyes. There's a craziness behind if you look into your soul.
You look-
I would
See
like
what I
that
mean?
to be a Twitch emote. Can we get Nate's eyes to be Twitch emote for us?
Yes.
That would be fantastic. Thank you.
Clarification on the question. Is it stuff we've learned from our cast or just a cast?
Apparently, I broke.
I
the
don't
mold
know.
because
Are
I said
we good
anyone.
enough for you, or
Let's just do our
do you have
cast.
to pull
Oh,
from
okay.
inside of
Let's
us?
Oh, 'cause-
narrow
'cause-
it down, Dag.
Well, look. Well, no,
Right.
because I've got a really good one, and it's
That
one that I'd
isn't
love to
us.
share just
Thank
as a thing, but it
Go
doesn't
for
involve
quality
you
of
guys.
answer.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So so quality of. I'll you know what? I'll answer twice very quickly. Quality of answer.
Don't
So
believe
the
you.
best thing, the
Mhm.
best thing I've learned as a content creator streaming with casts is something that I learned from from How to Be a Great GM, which is if you are like stuck for something to say, take a moment to acknowledge the world around you. Take a moment to like breathe it in, and you're not regurgitating it, but you're giving a new perspective on what's happening around you. And you'll see that I do it quite a lot. And I know it sounds waffly every now and then, where it's like, so Keelan, having just seen Rune casting that healing spell, is thankful that this person's now okay. That whole time where I'm just describing something that's already happened, the back of my mind is now thinking about what am I going to be doing in my turn if I haven't figured it out already, or something like that. So it buys you time while still being present, and even sometimes when you're saying stuff, you click onto something you hadn't thought of and it gives you something else. So that's probably the most valuable thing I've learned as a person with a cast. Like, I take that to every game with every character. From this group, the one thing I learned more than anything else is it's okay to just laugh and have a good time and not have to feel like here's the thing. When I perform, I always put a mask on. I'm always like, I'm trying to stay with my character, I'm trying to stay in his mentality. I'm a very method person, right? But with you guys, it's okay. I don't feel like I'm being judged when I drop that mask and I'm just fucking around, because that's the vibe. It's a group of friends. We're having a good time. And I love that. And you guys have taught me how much I can enjoy Dungeons and Dragons without, just having to stay as an actor and do all the character stuff. I can have fun as Michael as well as my character. So yay.
That's cool.
Thanks
I
for
like
the
that. I
follow,
like that
Echo
you're-
Seekers. Sorry. Go ahead, Nate.
You're comfortable enough to. I don't know. I just like the Dag's comfortable enough to do that. That we're able to like, kind of. It's weird because normally it'd be the opposite, right? It's like it's so easy to come in somewheres and be like the goofy person, and then like it's so hard to be the serious person. At least from my perspective and my experience.
Well, at least
so
he
it's
has
like,
his uncle daddy at the table, so that helps.
yeah. Super helpful.
Mhm.
But no, that's cool, Dag. I'm glad we can
Yeah,
make you comfortable enough to do that. I think it's cool.
very comfortable.
Bobby,
I'm comfortable.
What's up?
you didn't answer the question.
I didn't.
Nope.
Well, you kind of took mine, because I was definitely going to say the thing about Beck with the facial expressions, and I'm trying to do it, but here's what's happening when I try to do it.
Please,
You
I
will
want to
get
know
like
more.
out of a 3-hour session, you'll get maybe 2 minutes of me making in-character facial expressions, and then the rest of the time I forget, and I'm just like this.
Blank face.
Like just fucking nothing.
Stock photo, Bobby.
So it's definitely something, because it's adding another layer, right? Like it's another
Mhm.
layer of like believability and like immersion. So it's something I want to work on for sure.
I was always told to like just the different jobs and stuff I've always had over the years in sales and things is smile when you talk, and people can hear it in your smile. So I've always just kind of like translated that to like every other thing too. Just do the emotion.
Hold
that
up your middle
character's feeling.
finger. Yeah.
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 Sorry.
Oh.
You're right. Like on that, like different facial expressions or even sometimes artifacts change how we perform. Like even I know we're talking about on stream, but like when I have to do presentations, I wear heels even though people can only see like top up because it changes the energy that I bring and how I choose to present myself. So even when I sit here, like it changes the way I choose to interact. Like I've been looking for a pair of headphones that don't cover my ears because this always feels more like an isolating one. Actually, Nate, I've been wanting to ask what yours are because I think they look really cool. But
Bose
this,
Quiet Comfort, they're great.
yeah. See, okay, yeah, you need to send me a link to this because this,
Yeah, sure.
yeah, I mean, because typically when we look at headphones and when we wear it, it's because we want to separate ourselves from everything else. We want to kind of shut things out, and they're a way to provide like audio blinders. And I don't like how it feels when I'm trying to engage with other people. It feels like I'm have to fight.
I agree. I would love to actually. I have
Mhm.
Raycons. I don't know if they'd be any good. But
So
we are not
I
sponsored
actually,
by
Raggy's is
Raycon.
just a wired pair of earbuds.
Ooh.
so I actually have these. But
They
while
are
I was working,
huge.
I know. But here's the thing: while I was working with How to Be a Great GM, right? He insisted we wear things that aren't so clunky. But the reason I wore this was because of the color of my skin. If I wore black headsets, it just looked like I was a bit munted. Right? So I bought bright white ones, and they were really good. Like these are really great. I actually love these. But
They're
I
huge.
they
They're
are,
like
but
the
look,
size of your head. Where did
They
you
are, but
get
look.
those?
look, they like cool.
Did you
Cool,
just
and
say
then
that
I
his
got, like,
headphones are the size of his head?
I'm
Well,
like
the ears are like 3/4 of its face.
but I feel like a pilot.
She says you have a small head, is what she's saying.
It's very. All right, I'm just gonna put these back
What's
on
the
the
next
shelf. where they can
question?
keep-
Okay.
everything down.
Okay.
Can I-
Next question.
I have a
What?
question for Bobby.
Oh, what the hell, Dag? We're
No,
on a
I know.
fucking timer here. Is this
No, it's
one of
fine.
your
This
questions?
is apparently the DAG
It's
show.
one of my questions. It is one of my
But
questions.
can't you wait till we do a round table?
I mean, I guess.
Fuck, fine. Go, Dag.
Yay,
You just wasted
Bobby.
more time.
Bobby.
Yes.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Why is Barrick nicer to Hootie than he is to Keelan?
Why is Barrick what?
Nicer to Hootie than he is to Keelan.
Oh, here's the drama we've been waiting for,
Tell
everybody.
me why.
Is he mean
Bobby.
to Keelan?
Yes,
Yes!
Is what the real question
Very.
is there.
Very.
he is. Yeah.
What has he
can
done that has shown like
Punch him in the dick.
meanness?
You kicked me in the dick.
Okay, but that's a loving dick kick.
You also
Right,
pushed him
yeah.
away.
It's the classic love dick kick.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a lot of brothers, and we would kick each other in the dick all the time. So
I
And
feel
we
like this
loved
is
each
explaining
other.
more about Bobby than it is about Barrick.
I
But,
got
you know.
it. So when we all meet up at Gen Con, it's just going to be a round of dick kicking, right?
You
Can
are
I,
not.
yeah, can I prefix this and just say that if we do meet, please, no one kick me in the dick, okay?
Yeah.
It's apparently
I do not-
how we show that we care about our friends.
I have a very, very specific love language. Right?
You do.
A lot of people know this. People who know me very well know I have a very
It's
specific
one
love
way.
language.
Yeah.
And part of it is getting kicked in the dick. All right.
Okay.
This was
I
the
don't-
tea we didn't know we were getting.
Okay.
I didn't sign up for this.
Oh.
All right. What's the next sanctioned question?
Okay. So since we're doing a round table, Beck, you can
Mm.
start us off again.
Yes, yes. So that's actually
Oh.
to you in this case.
I'm ready.
Mhm.
I don't know if I am though.
Yes. So if Rune were a vehicle, what would she be? No, I'm just kidding. Everybody else gets serious
Hot air
questions.
balloon. Should be a hot air balloon.
Yeah. So I think this is something that we see with people who also have higher pitches. And so I always think it's interesting. I like the decision that you gave Rune a higher pitch because often there are stereotypes that come with it. And I wonder for Rune, was that how do you think Rune's character feels and how she might be seen or stereotyped in the way that you choose to portray her as? I mean, even when you said hot air balloon, right? She kind of has those, but we know there's these underlining moments that she's incredibly thoughtful, a little conniving, Right? A very, very intelligent individual, and yet externally, for people who don't try to pick up those clues, they could see something that is very shallow or frivolous or silly or girly, and that's it.
Itsy. Yeah.
I wasn't going to add that, but sure.
Yeah.
You know, because there's like two sides to her. And does it feel like she's trying to portray this one and using that as a shield? Or is it just part of who she is and having to reconcile like how people treat her because of that?
I think the way that I mapped the character is I knew she's going to be a cleric, and I wanted to be a more positive character than V. And because she's going to be a cleric, I knew she would have to be wise. So then I tried to work in, how do I have a positive and wise character? And I just kept thinking about, I hope this doesn't come off as insensitive, but like monks. And like sometimes they're very jovial in the way in which they relay like really positive affirmations or things like that, or helpful things. And the best ones are the ones that are just like, maybe your life is a tree, and then you're like, ha, wait, and then your mind blows. So that's so also it's a challenge for me. I like playing characters that challenge me. And that's a challenge for me because I'm not like that in real life, obviously. It's hard for me to find words. No. So I am happy that you noticed that, because that means I'm kind of doing at least a mediocre job of what my plan was, and she's not just coming off as just a silly, happy character, because she does have some wisdom behind her. And I hope that as the story goes on, we see more of that wisdom.
Yeah, she's layered for sure. I just think I thought it was very interesting how and when you choose to reveal those. It's very strategic, and I respect that.
Beck, you're my favorite of the week.
Yes, I did it.
That's everyone.
Hey, you losers!
Just every week.
How do I ban Beck? Is that our button for that?
Okay, who's next? Nate, you're next.
I guess in the interest of time, quick questions. Dag, just we kind of briefly touched on it, but where do you see Keelan by like level 8? I'm talking strict mechanics here. Are you going to multiclass more into monk? Or are you going to stay more into barbarian? Are you trying to push extra attack?
So I've actually already built Keelan from level 1 to 20, like just as a theory build, because I play Pathfinder and I know where I'm going.
Nerds.
He is only going to be barbarian monk. It is a very close tie to the barbarian and monkness. I don't want to spoil anything too much, but effectively his fighting style, what it is now, is just going to get better than it is presently. That's all. So so the way you're seeing Keelan fight now, it's like you're watching a kid, like you know how like you do the windmill when you're a kid and you're like fighting and stuff. It's like someone mastering the art of the windmill. That's kind of how Keelan is. You know, as a kid, this is how he fought, and as an adult, he's just going to take that to an extreme, which is going to be fun.
Yes.
Keelan's like, I'm just going to start swinging, and if you're standing there, it's not my fault.
Yeah, and then as he's swinging his arms, like he gets too close to a tree, everyone's like looking at him like, see that guy? And then it's like a buzzsaw cuts like a perfect circle in the tree, and they're like, oh crap.
Okay, next question, Bobby.
Okay. Question for Nate. If Al were running for Prime Minister of Canada,
Okay.
what promises would he make, and who would his running mate be?
Ooh.
Good question.
Oh shoot.
I feel like his running mate. If I'm choosing from like just the cast itself,
Yeah, from the cast itself. Yeah.
right? Okay. I feel like it would probably be Scratch, the lovely bartender.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So just not even
one of us.
Oh,
Right.
that's fine. Wow.
That's a lot.
No, I don't
Okay.
really.
Guess who's not getting my vote?
Yep.
Look, you guys are already young. I gotta
You've
think
lost already.
I
But
don't know if that's
Al's I will totally campaign on a campaign of sand everywhere. Is the
Right.
the theme? Just
Right.
everyone gets sand. There's sand everywhere. It's sand now.
Right.
Yeah.
It would help with future flooding.
It would. Yeah,
Yeah.
Reyna is also a Canadian, so by our theory, this is bound to just improve everything overall. you know?
Right.
For sure. Are you at
Yeah.
all worried that Scratch has been known to be affiliated with some less than reputable characters?
Mm.
We're going to do a lot to make sure that doesn't get out. In fact, there's a young druid that's really covering up all the evidences. So,
Yeah, he's on it.
yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Who's next? Me. Oh, me. Okay. Beck. Oh, Beck. Oh,
It's me.
now the turns have tabled. Mine's the same sort of question as
Ooh,
I
Christina has a
gave
good
to
one, too.
Bobby.
I
For
don't remember.
Bea. I'm gonna repeat it, don't worry.
Okay, thanks. Oh my, I didn't bookmark that. I'm sorry.
For Vea, as
Yes.
Vea, does Vea see anything within herself that she wants to change or work on?
Ooh, lots of things that she wants to change. She was taller and bigger and smarter and more charismatic, right? Like that list, her drive and just overall aggressiveness with learning and outdoing people comes from a high degree of insecurity about everything of her. She
I feel like Thea's like a tanked out Lisa Simpson.
oh what?
It's very specific.
I didn't understand that reference. What?
Yeah. Vea, she's like if Lisa Simpson hit the gym.
Oh, I never
Yeah.
watched The Simpsons. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll just go back on mute.
I lack on a lot of references, so I apologize. But I assume then overachiever, and it's because it stems from a place of not really feeling like you've achieved or capable of anything.
That's really sad.
That is
That's,
really
now that I
sad.
said that out loud, like
I
one thing
watched
when
your face drop like when those words left your mouth. You're like, oh, what does that mean?
Oh no. Okay.
Well, on that note,
Amazing.
I'm gonna call my mom.
okay, we have a rapid fire question now.
Bam.
What's your favorite D&D inspired purchase? For example, dice, books, accessories, minis, figures, etc. We'll start with Dag. This is rapid fire.
I
That's
have spiked dice of death. These are heavy enough to be weapons, and they damage the tables I roll on. This is what I
Sick.
do when I hate people and I need to express my stress. I roll these.
Okay, Nate.
Home defense weapons. Kind of boring. I probably could think of something with a bit more meaning to it, but currently, these pink quartz, rose quartz dice that I used to roll for Al. They're very fancy and normally way out of my budget, but thanks to some friends from a stream, I was able to pick them up for myself, and it's the only thing I've ever bought for D&D that is like a spoil thing for me. So,
Nice. Beck.
I say a cloak. Everyone should own a nice cloak. Even if it's
Nice.
a shitty one, have one because it looks really cool and you feel really badass with one.
Bring
I
cloaks
would.
back in fashion.
Yes. I will be
Yes.
bringing one to Gen Con, maybe two.
Okay. I love this. Okay. For me, it's dice. All dice. Dice for every character that I play. Bobby, go.
Yes.
Straight up the monster manual. I bought the monster manual before I knew what D&D was because I wanted references for drawing monsters. So
Nice.
Bad.
Okay. Can we do another question from chat? Maybe
Yes.
the Majestic Wolf question?
Ooh.
sure, that one was. Have any of you guys played a cursed character? I have not.
I'll
Yes.
go first. No.
Yep.
Is that the short answer?
Yeah, wait.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was it.
it
Yeah, whoa,
There's
good question.
Okay. All right. Next, what's the next question from chat?
That's the
I think Nate, you have some, right? Why don't you read one?
I do. I have one from
Ask better
from our-
questions if you want better answers.
Beck.
I got one from the homie Je ne sais quoi, but I feel like
Oh,
we've
yeah.
sort of already read this. And Bobby, maybe this was the one that you said earlier.
It
Or
was
it's the
Genasi
same one.
Quaz that I read earlier. Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
Okay. So
okay.
the D&D perspective. So we've already answered that. So
Yeah.
thank you, Je
Okay,
ne sais quoi.
so we did it. We answered
Nick.
chat's questions.
I have 2 more from chat.
Okay, give me one more.
One was just a like kind of extra on top of one we already answered. Is are the characters we're currently playing to make up for whatever last character you played?
Oh.
Oh.
I'll go first. Making up is probably the wrong descriptive word. I would say that I tried specifically to play a character different than V and Alara, for me and for you.
Oh, wow.
Beck, go.
I'd like to play a character that didn't die.
Well, that's to be seen. Nate, go.
Wow.
My character's a total. The whole point of my character is to get Jave to talk funny and have a good NPC. So, yeah.
Bobby.
Mine is mainly I wanted to play a druid this campaign. That's most of it.
Jag.
I didn't want to play a nerd.
Fair. Okay, I just came up with a really interesting question in my own head, and I'm going to be totally selfish and ask
better
it
be
to
good.
you all. It's
Mhm.
really good. Who do you think, out of our entire the 6 players, including Minnie, because she's not here, who would be the saddest death? Which character?
Jeremy.
Okay,
J-
not
Jeremy.
including Jeremy. We're not allowed to
No.
say Jeremy.
Jeremy.
I
Oh,
said
you're a
no,
six
big
Jeremy,
fan.
like-
characters.
Jeremy is
No.
so sad that it makes all the other characters look expendable.
Okay,
Yeah.
no,
Minnie,
he's
it would be
dancing.
Minnie because Jeremy only loves Minnie, really.
Oh,
Mm.
yeah.
And he would
Yeah, but we
basically
would
be a
continue on
foster kid
With
at that
Yeah.
point.
Jeremy, exactly, and Jeremy.
Yeah,
would
but
have
he'd
a
still be
story,
sad.
But now he wants revenge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now we all help Jeremy with his revenge.
Yeah,
Yep.
And look what you've invited now.
it's like a reverse
What?
John Wick scenario.
Yeah.
Legitimately,
You've-
though,
you've-
I feel like I need to answer this legitimately.
Mm.
Weirdly, I think it would be Vea.
Yeah,
Mm.
probably
Only
too.
because of how attached, at least I have gotten to her dad, because he's so their relationship.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
okay, fair.
Everyone
Their
is obsessed with
relationship
my
is
dad.
so cute
Dang.
that like having to watch the scene of Vea's dad reacting to her death would be heart crushing.
Oh,
the
terrible.
yeah.
aftermath where he's
Yeah.
just not the same anymore. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would
Doesn't
he
cook
would
in the
shut
kitchen
down.
anymore.
Oh,
And then
yeah.
Beck comes
Yeah.
back playing Vea's dad.
Yeah. You know what? Actually, I wouldn't be mad at that.
I'm out for
I-
revenge now. They
A big
killed
old
my daughter.
softy.
Yeah, this
I do
giant
want to say
rabbit,
something
dude.
to OG's response, which is Keelan and Minnie. The reason why I never think Keelan would be the saddest death is because I only ever imagine if there is a character death, you need to see how Keelan reacts to it. You know what I mean? Like he needs to be the person to go through that sadness, not be the person who died.
Ooh.
I
Well,
feel like that.
To be seen.
That's how I feel. I'm not gonna. Hold on,
Just
I'm not gonna
saying,
die
everyone.
anytime soon. They're gonna
Yeah,
catch
that's what
me
you
first.
think. Listen, that's
They gotta
what all
catch
the
me
people
first.
think. What do you
This
think gotta
is-
catch you?
I gotta say, this is most troubling to hear from you, right, Rune, who is the predictor of futures. Not great.
Listen, I'm just saying our track record in campaigns has not been great.
Hold on, I need to take away all your cookies in chat.
Does she have any? I thought I took them all away.
Oh my god. Okay.
I'll bust that. Take away all the cookies. They don't, you know.
Okay, another question is, what do each of you do to get into your character's headspace before you start to play each session?
Punch a wall a few times.
Nice. Sick. I feel like you just got one wall in your room that's just like a bunch of holes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Slowly making your way over the season.
I got a playlist. And you can see some of the songs on that playlist in the Discord under the CC Music channel.
Yay!
Okay.
Back. Oh, you
Oh,
punched a wall. Sorry,
yeah.
I
Punch the
forgot.
short
Bobby.
answer.
I've come up with a ritual where I now listen to the Tripper podcast before every session because it gives
Aw.
me a great
Aw.
insight into my characters. Thank you.
And not just
Cass
a
and
recap
Con.
into what the fuck I was
Yeah.
doing last.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it also does that for me, but Cass and Con, much appreciated. You can go in our Discord and there's a channel there and it has the links to watch
Yeah,
that
it's
stuff. Really
Yeah.
great.
It is
Legit.
great.
Yeah.
Nate.
I'm a weird. I don't know. I'm a freak. I don't do anything. I
Oh,
I
what a
very much have to
weirdo.
provide. I know. I very much have a divide. Like my normal life is stressful, man. So when I sit down to do this stuff, it's just kind of nice. Like I just get to be someone else for a little while. So if anything, like I don't know what the answer is on that one. Be so stressed out that you're so thankful not to be yourself for a couple hours.
Okay. All right.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. For
Talk
me,
after this.
yeah, I think we need to have a meeting.
What?
For me-
It'll be okay, Nate.
yeah, it's gonna be.
No, it's not.
For me, at my job, I'm in a car for part of the day, and when I'm in the car, I literally talk to myself and play out imaginary scenes in my head that I've actually started to think that when I play them out, they will never happen, because every time I'm like, oh, this is what I want to do, it doesn't happen. So it's a great way for me to like just practice getting into voice and like getting into like rune space or whatever. I also have playlist, but that was more
God,
for
I hope you
V.
never have to play a Cockney character, because I can only
will
imagine you
not.
trying to drive and do this.
All over the road.
The car is just
She doesn't look over the
No.
steering wheel.
Do you know why I pulled you over, man? No idea,
Yeah.
governor.
No idea.
Was I driving over the road? See.
Beck, do you have a real answer? Or do you want to stay with the you punch a wall?
That's the real answer. I don't.
I mean,
No, no,
it
that
is
is-
fine. I
That's
just didn't want.
100% the real answer. No, it's
Okay.
not. But I'm happy with it still.
Okay, good. Just wanted to check. I didn't want you to feel
Angrily
like
eat
there
a
was
corn dog.
What I do is for me to know, and that's it. So
Love it. Okay. This is a rapid fire. What are your favorite snacks while playing D&D? Bobby, go.
I don't eat while I play D&D because I'm self-conscious about eating on camera.
Oh, I didn't know that's why. That's so
Oh.
sad. You've been so hungry so many times.
Yeah.
You should just do it.
No, I'm scared.
Okay.
I eat like a
Dag.
bear.
Dude, steer into it. Get like a triple decker from In-N-Out or something. Just like
It's
massive. Get like
Yep.
a table and a bib. Crack a
Mhm.
lobster
Why not?
open.
yeah.
Dag's got a giant bacon. What is that? What is that?
It's
Is it an Australian sandwich?
It's a pulled beef cheese toasty, which I think you
That
guys
sounds
call a grilled
Australian.
cheese.
Toasty.
Oh wait, I want you guys to hear this. Right, you ready?
I don't.
Oh, that is toasty.
A little ASMR.
Dang.
Mm.
I kind of didn't want to hear you eat.
Yeah, I don't like. I don't.
How
I
we
didn't.
all
I
have
like
been
the
part of
scratching.
this.
I didn't care for the chew.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, now we know.
No, straight up,
Yeah,
I eat like spaghetti by the handful off my like
Rowdy.
chest while laying in bed. So I'm a gross
Spaghetti.
eater.
With your hands.
Rowdy's validating you in chat, so there we go.
Do you put
Thanks,
sugar
Paul.
in your spaghetti?
Yeah. Whoa,
I
I've
put
seen somebody
sugar
do
in
that
it?
back, and
Tomato
I got
sauce.
very mad.
I put it in my lasagna. I don't put it in my spaghetti sauce. Though.
Fine.
Okay, Nate, this is not a rapid fire anymore. Nate, what's your favorite snack to eat?
I don't know. I lost the contest eat on stream years ago. You boys get hungry sometimes, so just apples. Apples are generally pretty good. Is anything that I can just like quickly throw in my mouth because I don't
I
like.
was about to say, you just said like one of the loudest, most identifiable
cut it up.
foods, like audibly.
Cut it up. I got little wedges and like
Sure.
it's
Sure.
fine. But nah, it's just I don't know. Anything I can shove quickly in my mouth because like I'm the same way. Like if I do have to eat on stream, I don't want to be like making a whole show of it. So I'm just like,
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not your kink, guys.
yeah.
Okay.
Not
Oh
realize
my
we were
God.
participating in that. Okay.
Yeah, me either. Okay. For me, it's same thing as Nate. Anything that I can quickly fit in a bite size. Like I'm not gonna eat like a bunch of chips. It needs to be something that doesn't crunch and is quick and goes in, and I can close my mouth. That's just me.
Granola bars are great.
Yeah. Although I've never eaten a granola bar on stream, but that's a good idea.
You should try it. It's great.
I should. I'm hungry now. Way to go,
Yep.
guys. Okay. I just realized I'm hungry, so thanks.
I'm enjoying my toasty, by the way, just so everyone knows.
Okay.
Good.
All
me a
right.
bite.
I'm just.
I'm
we're
gonna
getting-
recommend corn dogs. That's a good choice. Easy.
I went and picked up some of them sausage ones.
Are they good?
Like
I love
y'all
them.
just
So
like
good.
it's like a thing, eh? Like it's an American thing to actually like. I thought corn dogs were just like a fair thing. I didn't think it was like an at-home thing.
Oh no.
To be fair,
No,
I don't love regular corn dogs, but like the
No.
breakfast ones where it's sausage with like
Oh.
pancake.
with the
Oh, I can
sweeter
get into
bread.
that.
Mhm.
Yeah, I can get into
Yeah.
that. Okay.
Oh, it's
we
so
don't
good.
actually have corn dogs here, but I've seen Beck chowing down on a few.
It's the easiest thing. Okay, it's perfect.
Okay, we have
Born
two more
Blizzy.
questions. Two more questions. We're so close to time. We're doing so good,
And
guys.
I have one from chat.
Oh, okay. We have 3 more questions. Is everyone good to do the 3 more questions?
Ready to
Time
go.
wise?
Do it.
Okay. All right. So the question here we have is who thinks Jeremy is actually a prince polymorphed into a little piglet, or
Yes.
any alternative theories behind the more than meets the eye Jeremy?
Hmm.
I would like to
I think it's Jed.
Undead
like-
pig.
It's just no. Dave's just got to have a way to get Jed in this campaign somehow. So it's
Right.
Oh, it's Jed. I thought you said it's dead.
That's what I thought.
no,
too.
no. That's the
Oh.
twist. Yeah.
Yeah.
This whole
He's been
time.
dead. This is like it's an M. Night Shyamalan twist.
I think all of this is just Jeremy's dream, and once he
Yes.
wakes up, none of us will exist.
Oh, yeah.
My twist is this: Jeremy is a pig, and we think that maybe he's just a regular pig, but actually, he is a version of the big bad wolf who is being punished for like blowing down the pigs' houses and stuff like that. And the pigs, they have like magic powers, so they were like, let's see how you like being a pig for a while. And so we're actually walking around with like the big bad wolf, who one day when we're like, oh no, we find out that you're cursed or something, let's remove that curse for you, little guy. And then boom, big bad wolf, and we have to deal with that shit.
As long as none of us kiss him, I think we're gonna be okay then.
Yeah, as long as none of us kiss him, we should be fine.
Easier said than done.
Oh, he's
Yeah, I'm
such a
smooch the hell
sexy
out of that
pig.
Yeah, dude.
Um,
He just got a little nose on him.
I would.
Next question.
Okay, next question. So I'm gonna edit it a little bit. So in your character, out of the characters in our game, so the 6, or I guess 5 other characters other than you, the player characters, which of those characters would your character fuck, marry, and we're not gonna say kill because I don't think any of us would kill anyone. We'll just say send away.
I was like, that's the
Well,
easiest one. I
okay.
can definitely choose
Okay.
kill.
There's
Okay,
no
we'll
system for killing.
do kiss, marry, and send away. How about that?
Kiss, Mary, exile.
banish.
Okay, banish. It seems harsh.
See what
Banish!
happens when
We're
you
all
kept it
friends.
the same. You should have just left it the way it was. It's now you got them all spun
I'm
out.
s-
That was-
Fuck, I'm sorry. Okay, who wants to go first?
I'm
Okay.
a kiss Barrick,
Thank you.
marry Keelan, send away shit. That's a hard one.
I
Now
know.
I'm-
You can
That's
say
what
it
I'm
like that.
saying.
You can
Now,
say that.
yeah, I think we might.
We're not gonna say it.
Yeah, no, yeah, we'll send away Rune. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
What
I
if
need
we
to
all
revise
collectively
my
agree?
answers.
Who are banished?
Send away Al. Yeah.
So only one person
Everyone
is pissed
votes.
off by the end of this.
Okay, Dag.
Okay, I think Cass is gonna lose her fucking mind. So I think Keelan would definitely kiss Al. I think he would
Mary?
marry Vea, and I think he would banish. I think he would banish Minnie,
Oh,
but only because
I couldn't
only
do
because.
that because Jeremy would go with me. and I
But
can't,
no, but
and I
see,
love that.
only because I think that's what she'd really want, and I think Keelan's just nice enough to be like, you don't want to come back here.
that's actually a fair thought.
Yeah, I
Minnie
like
doesn't want
this.
to work the farm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That is the only way where you could turn banish into a positive thing. Damn it.
Yeah.
and it's like it's like it's like get out of here, go, be free,
Don't look back.
don't look back. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's how I. That's Keelan. Yeah, that's how I do it.
Okay. Bobby, you look like
No,
you're
no,
ready
you
to
go ahead.
Oh,
You were
I
ready.
wasn't. I was gonna tell Beck to go. So
Oh, yeah, I can go.
okay.
So Vea wouldn't want to be attached to anyone, so
Mhm.
that's gonna drive her decisions here. I
Banish
think
everyone.
she's gonna banish. Can I choose that? I figured I wasn't allowed to, or else I would have.
Listen, if you want
I
to,
feel an
it's
exile
perfect.
coming.
Wow.
Well, I was thinking
I was
she could
I was gonna vote
probably-
myself for banish. I didn't think you could,
Yeah.
no.
Well, I was thinking like she'd kiss Al because Al would be like, "Oh, well, that was weird," and then leave that be. like wouldn't bother again about that.
You guys see
which
that?
would be
I don't know,
ideal.
anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he let it
Um,
go very quickly.
I think she would marry Keelan, but more so be like, he's got his job, she's got hers, leave each other alone. Right, sort of thing.
Nice.
Banish, maybe Rune, because I think she. I'm sorry.
Fuck.
I'm sorry.
What the hell?
I'm
I
sorry.
was surprised by that one.
Because
Wow, Banish! I thought we were making
not even
progress.
no, I think
Not
that's
even
why.
Barrack. How's
It's
about that
because-
flavor that we looking now? Lena?
Asshole!
No.
Why rude?
That's why it's easy to ignore Barrack. I think because she sees that she would build a relationship with you and she doesn't want roots, it'd be easier to push you away. She doesn't want anyone
Wow.
close. So it's easier, like none of the others would care. They would let her just do whatever she wanted to do. Rune is the only one who like intervenes and has challenged her on some of that, and she doesn't like that.
I need to revise all of my answers.
She is a bit of a
Banish
buddy,
all
like,
of you, yeah.
Fucking Rune just leaves. She leaves. She doesn't participate. You don't appreciate her. Okay. All right, Bobby, you want to go next?
Okay, sure. I'm gonna do this in the opposite order. So
Okay.
I would exile Al. That was the hardest one to choose because
Wow.
the reason would be
He'd be fine.
like, yeah, you would handle it the best. There was
Yeah.
like you
Just
with a-
go back
you-
from where you
yeah.
came from mentality. Wow, that's terrible of you.
He would marry Minnie because they want the same things out of
This is
life,
a
and
nice
they
town.
would just vibe together the best.
Mm.
And then he would kiss Vea, and he would treat it almost like slapping a bull on the ass. Like, he just, like he would do it to see if he could like get away with it because it would be good fun. Because he knows
Yeah.
she's gonna come after him.
Yeah, I can see that. Could I survive this?
He might
The
actually
answer
do
is
it with
no.
a bull's ass. So yeah.
Yeah,
He does it as an adrenaline thing. Like just
yeah.
Yeah.
Rune would grow up real fast and realize that she's not appreciated and get a whole new friend group.
So sorry.
the funniest bit is the
Minnie's
fact
the
that she
only
thinks she can make
innocent
other
one.
friends.
What the hell?
I mean, you're really the only reason Rune is here is because she's related to Barrack,
Wow.
and we're all friends with Barrack, and it's like, hey, my sister's
Keelan
gonna
just
come
sees
along.
Rune as Barrack's sister. That's
Oh,
the harsh
could you
reality.
imagine?
I
Hey, Barrack, is your
can't.
sis- is your
I'm
I'm
sister
gonna
Oh,
counter
gonna-
that. I
you.
just wanted to be
Yeah,
known.
it looks like no
Vegas-
Rune
one
is
feeling,
destroyed,
like-
right?
Vegas
I
sees Rune
can't.
easily. Also,
You
can I
guys-
say I always assumed Vea and Rune kind of grew up together. Like I always just thought we were
Yeah,
childhood
that's why you
playmates that
banish her.
grew separate.
I mean, banish her.
That's why I banish you. You remind me of
All
my
those years of
childhood.
history together. Yeah.
It definitely
Enough of this.
Wow.
their relationship definitely struck me as like your mom told you to go hang out with her.
My God.
You have to be friends.
Go be nice.
Barrack's like, I don't want to bring her.
I fucking can't with you all. Listen, okay. I'm never healing anyone in this group again. So
At least I was reluctant in exiling you. I just didn't want to say many because they're not here.
anyways. Oh my god. All right. Well, I'm gonna
Ready for that
pretend-
last chat question?
No, I have to go.
I thought you win.
I didn't go.
No, I
Who
think
did
she
I
means
say that?
leave. I think that's
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So
If you say
it's-
kiss Barrack, it's gonna be so
Ew,
gross.
All
what's
right,
wrong
let's not
with
Star Wars
you?
this story, okay?
I guess it's better than Mary. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh God. Okay.
We will now refer to you both as the Skywalkers. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I think. All right. Hear me out. I think that
She's been
She
writing
would-
it down.
I've been fighting it down.
You've been writing it down. I saw you like check
Yeah.
your notes.
God, no.
Literally, I did.
You're like,
I did.
who exiled me? Well, not marrying them.
Forget this.
Nate minus 10 points.
Yeah. Okay. So I think for the same reason as Keelan, because I like this out, she would banish Minnie because it's what she wants.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Cop out. Cop out.
Thief. Thief.
Yeah. Oh no! I dropped my pen. Okay, whatever.
That's
okay,
what happens.
I think for. Okay, I think she would kiss Fea, to try and prove to her that they could be good friends. I think it would be.
I kiss my friends all the time.
We could be good friends.
It's just a
makes me think of this at Brannigan. Like, I thought we were
and
good
coming up
friends.
in this campaign.
I'm starting to understand why Rune is Spanish. Okay.
Bea, I can't help but notice you voted me off the island.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
But did you
God.
consider this? Puts on lipstick.
Okay. And I think with Mary, and this is just preliminary thoughts, I think she would go with Al because it
Sounds
feels
horrible.
like Rune is like a hot air balloon and Al is very grounded. So it feels like he would be a good
Okay.
person to give her advice, if that makes sense.
see
And
that.
be like a
Yeah,
partner.
yin to your yang.
Yeah. Okay, Bobby, go. Question.
Have you ever played a D&D character that was related to a past character? And if so, who?
Yeah, currently I'll jump in on that one. Currently, one of the funnest D&D characters I've had fun with is Billy the Wizard, man. Billy the Wizard, he's a version of his own self, as dumb as that is. But every time he comes back, it's technically a different version of Billy. So it's like he's multiversal. It's that dumb Marvel shit where it's like he exists across all time and space. So I can do whatever I want with him. He's a T-Rex. Now he's a kitten from this other kitten one shot. So I can like insert him anywhere, and I have multiple times, and it's always chaos and fun.
Nice.
I have not.
I have not.
That's the easy answer.
Yeah.
I have. Okay, so this actually answers now the curse question.
Yeah, Elfie, you get it.
So I have a cursed character. The first character version was called Solomon Grundy, and he was my rebellion against the idea of magical healing. So I made a alchemist who was a doctor and who believed that on the horizon there was going to be this massive epidemic of a plague that is resistant to magic. So he worked harder than anyone else to try and find medicinal cures for things, and even yelled at people when they would use magic healing instead of an actual doctor. Every game I have played with this character has fallen apart for like out of game reasons. Like the GM has GM's got cancer. The table fell apart because some of the players got into a spicy relationship thing that fell apart, so the game ended. Somebody moved to a different country. Every single time I've played this character, that's happened. But every time I've played the character, I've done a new iteration of them as part of this big family of Grundys who are all researching this curative aspect in different ways. So one of them was trying to turn people into sentient undead. One of them was trying to use cybernetics. One of them was trying to create a cure, but had to harvest animals to do so. And everyone was kind of like an anti-hero plague doctor kind of character. But he has never survived. He's always survived. He's never played longer than 5 sessions, I think, before a whole table will collapse.
I'm seeing a reoccurring theme with the tables in this character. Are you?
Yes.
I know, right? It was just,
It's a cursed character.
yeah, very cursed character.
Chat.
And I've
okay,
never
stop
done it
saying
either.
I have used him as an NPC in a few of my games though, and he's fine as an NPC, but apparently I'm not allowed to play him.
No,
Right.
you're not.
Right. Okay.
Apparently. Okay, I know we said only 3, but this one it's being asked by our Trippercast friend Cass. And as we all know, Cass lost a bet because our team won because we're the best. And she ate a plizzy on video for everyone to see, video evidence. It's in our Discord. Cass would like to know when and if we will also all be eating a plizzy.
No.
Guys, I've considered this. Yeah.
Sorry,
Now,
would you
Beck,
say
I mean-
it?
I didn't have to think about it. I'm sorry.
I would like to
okay.
argue that with your corn dog consumption, why not
No,
just have a hot?
that is
it's
not
just
the
a
same
hot
thing.
dog corn dog. It's just
That is
you got
not the same
wrap,
thing.
It's bread and it's pizza instead of.
Different. One is sweet, one is savory, right? Like pancake is sweet, sausage is savory. When you do hot dog and pizza, both are savory. That's a bad combo. Overdone.
Okay.
Savory hot dogs.
All right,
What if
I'm
you get
gonna go out
sweet
on I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say if I had the resources while we're at Gen Con, I will try and make a handmade plizzy. As in, I'm
Not
I
in our
consider myself.
kitchen.
If we have the
I consider-
resources,
no,
as if
no, but here-
DoorDash doesn't exist with.
No. I'm not. No. I've been. No. Having been to the States and eating the food that is there, I will cook myself. Thank you. And
Wow.
and if I am
Bashing
gonna
on
eat a
all
Blizzy-
Americans. Get them,
Wow.
all American. There you go. There you
No.
go.
Wow.
I
I'm
assume I'm
insulted.
already going to agree with Dag
Look,
on this
look,
one. Yeah.
So angry.
I don't need to eat buckets of whatever it is I'm consuming. Okay, just saying. There's moderation and it's
Portions
good. Right?
are
I will do a wood fire pizza. I'll
What is
do a
what?
do
Wood
do,
fire
like,
pizza? What are we
I'll
in
do the whole
France?
thing.
Come on.
He's going to start a
Yeah.
fire in the
We'll just-
backyard of the.
I'll do it. I'll make a gourmet plizzy and then that's what I'll eat.
So
You're just
remember,
gonna eat
if
it. You're not
fire
making
alarm goes off
it.
at Gen Con, it's Dag.
Oh, you guys
making
want to
wood
eat
fired
it? Oh
pizza.
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
gonna make it look. I'm gonna make it look like the best freaking thing.
Quick question:
Okay.
does a ham pizza count as like an elevated glizzy? Because that's just like a form of
Glizzy?
hot dog.
That
spiced
is
up.
what I was
Yep.
going to ask as well.
That's
Can I
what
do
we
Canadian
call-
bacon
Yeah.
on pizza and call that
Yeah.
good?
That's
Yes.
that's organic. That's organic.
Yeah. It start with prosciutto instead of.
Yes. Treated.
Ooh, love me some
See?
prosciutto.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
Well,
Heart
now
stance,
Dag's
I think
plizzy
ham
doesn't
is
sound
better.
so bad now, doesn't it?
No. Well, that's not a plizzy. You're gonna put prosciutto. That's not what Cass ate for us. You can't be like,
I'm not trying. I
"Look at
didn't
my
say I was gonna eat
elevated
what Cass was
plizzy."
gonna eat.
Well, there's your answer then. That's the end of your answer. You will not eat a traditional plizzy. You'll try to make it fancy and taste better. Cass
Yes.
didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to get the full experience.
Yeah.
Dag's gonna
I-
elevate the plizzy and bring in one of those like gastro meals where it's just like 3 liquids smeared on a plate.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna.
Yeah.
I'm gonna,
And give
I'm
you-
gonna serve. I'm gonna
It's
serve
a
it in a bubble.
elevated-
deconstructed fucking.
Yeah, I'll serve it in a bubble, and you have to like lick the plate.
Maybe,
exactly.
Greg, I have a
Delicious.
great idea. Assuming that our panel, the Careful Cantrip panel, specifically Careful Cantrip panel, gets approved. The yay, we have a panel. You can make your plizzy and then eat it in front of everybody who shows
Oh,
up. How about
yeah.
that?
Yes.
Yeah,
I can do
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tag's like, how dare you do this to me live? What the
Yeah.
fuck?
No,
I'm
I'll
gonna
tell
hear
you.
about
Look,
this after.
you're asking me to eat. That's not a difficult thing. Like I'm
Fair.
down.
He literally
to eat.
just
I
finished the
assume-
whole sandwich.
I literally
You
just ate a
accompany a
sandwich. in front of you.
plizzy by drinking the boiled hot dog water with it afterwards.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay, Becca,
Gross.
listen. We need to talk about eating the water in which
Lizzie
food
plus
is
Chase?
resting. Okay,
Yes.
we can't. It's not It's
Dag,
not a consumable. It's a
soup.
It's
preservative.
an option. It is
Yeah.
nutritious. You use it again.
No.
You also have to use a hot dog straw, like when you're.
I
drinking.
have a mango and lychee
Like
frappe.
hot dog tea.
It's delicious, actually.
So it doesn't
Um,
taste like hot dogs.
Good choice.
Beck, are you okay if I completely out you to the rest of the cast right now with your juice drinking
Oh my god.
habit?
I was just alluding to it.
I know. I was like, Dag, I was like, I'm not gonna call myself out on this.
Okay, if you're not gonna call yourself out, I
No,
won't.
no, no. Okay,
Okay.
first of all, if we're gonna do this, this is gonna be understood
Uh,
Mhm.
that when you go camping, there's a clear idea that what you take in, you have to take out, right?
Naturally.
Yes.
Let's establish that.
This
Yes.
doesn't
You have to
apply to
try
your
it.
life, though.
You do not disturb nature and you do not leave especially smelly or food things here. So
Here we go.
so one of the easiest things to pack with you are like crackers and tuna. So
Right. I'm with
I
you on this so far.
when you do a can of tuna that's in water, you hold the can after you've opened it and you drink the tuna juice.
Oh, I don't know about that. I don't-
You were with me under this.
Because
I don't know.
that's the
I
bit
hate
that's
tuna,
weird,
so-
Becca.
I'm for that reason. I'm out.
This is not Shark Tank. This is important. And you're already eating the tuna. Like, it's one thing if you don't like tuna anyways. Tuna juice obviously is not going to be your thing. But if you're eating tuna anyway, it's one less thing. You drink it and you're done. That's it.
Okay.
That's it. That's all
I'm
you
gonna
got to
give.
do.
I'm gonna give two contexts here. Like first of all, look, if you enjoy a particular type of food or beverage, then power to you. Everyone has different tastes. We're all
Yeah.
eclectic. This is a wide and beautiful world in which differences matter. That being
Mhm.
said, Becca does not live in a forest.
Right.
Becca does not regularly spend her time out in the wilds preserving nature by drinking cupful of tuna water. These are not massive impacts on the environmental status of this planet. This is also a very recreational thing that happens, which again is fine.
Drink your water recreational.
Fucking weird.
It's just an easy thing to do. You open it, you chug it, then you're good to go. It's one less thing.
Right. It is
one
very
smaller
easy. It is a
step.
very simple process.
It's a very simple process. You just make it part of your process. You guys probably don't even do picklebacks, do you?
Yeah. Oh, you
The
kidding me?
fuck is a pickle?
I mean, back when I did shots, I don't do shots anymore.
Well, you don't have to do it with alcohol, but
Oh my god.
I
You do
love-
not take shots of pickle juice. Tell me that's not what that is.
I
It's
love pickle
it is
juice.
the best backer for
Yes.
anything, and also, yeah, pickle juice is just good.
Isn't that just
Yeah,
a shot of
is.
vinegar?
no, there's
No.
some flavor, especially depending
It's
on the types of
brine.
pickles you get. But a pickleback
Brine,
is
what?
you take whatever shot of alcohol you want, and then you follow it with pickle juice, an equal shot of pickle juice, and it neutralizes. As Bobby
Zero
said, it's
burn.
magic. Yeah, yeah. But it's also just really good on its own. So
Okay, I feel
I
like
finished the pickle juice before I finished the pickles in the jar.
Oh.
I've been there. Yep, yep.
okay. I feel like because
And you
I
wonder why I
outed
don't want to
you-
eat when I'm in America, you know, right? And just I want to put this out there, right? I've said this
Flavor.
clearly.
No, Dag,
Flavor.
it's tuna juice is not normal for America to be.
So
drinking
Australia
that.
is not the height of cuisine. Okay, so get off
Yeah.
your high horse.
And look. I'm not gonna answer that. But yeah, because we don't actually have any like national dishes for reasons. But I
Maybe
look
you
forward
try.
to I look forward to trying some of this stuff, and I will film it because I have footage on my Instagram, I think, of like me eating like at like what's it, the IHOP that you guys have.
Mm.
Oh,
It-
well,
That's
it
not-
made me,
That's
No.
it
it's
made
not a
me
great
sad.
like.
IHOP is not.
No, but if I go back, I'm
great
just like
example.
it's like you know I'll put up the challenge. Everyone put me down stuff I need to try when I'm in America because it's the best thing or whatever.
People are
And I
telling you
will-
IHOP.
I'll do a
You'll have
pickleback.
to make
I
it because
will
they
drink
won't have it in Indiana, but you need a horseshoe.
Hmm.
a horseshoe. Okay,
Yeah.
we have shoeies, and I'm not gonna explain what those are, but I'm presuming it's something like that.
Sounds like something you got to pay good money for.
It's native in my hometown. We originated it from Springfield, Illinois. Suck
Woo!
it. Here's let me build one out for you. You start with 2 pieces of Texas toast, buttered, obviously. Then you have 2 hamburger patties equaling a pound, sometimes a half pound if you're weak. You cover the whole thing with a mountain of fries. And then you cover that fries with cheese, melted cheese on top. And if you'd like to be extra, then you add chili on top of that. And that's what you call a horseshoe. It is delicious.
Do you see why I
Thanks,
refer to
Dave.
things as being served by the bucketful like that?
Yes. Well, if you
Yes.
want to,
You, don't have to eat it all.
Yeah, you can get the
In one
What do you
pony
mean you
shoe.
don't eat it all?
The
In one
pony shoe is
sitting.
half the size, or you can get the Shetland pony shoe, which is the kid size.
Okay.
See, that's just emasculating.
Well, you know,
Learn how to eat more.
horseshoes are fantastic. The cheese makes it. Don't get the shitty ones from Steak and Shake. Not the same thing.
Okay.
Mm.
Yeah.
We went to Steak and Shake when we were in
We
Indianapolis.
did.
Yeah,
There's
I
A
feel
few
good.
times.
There's some good ones. The
Fine.
Frisco melts, they're great.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's okay.
Well, there was also nothing else open, so.
If you ever go through Springfield, Illinois, and that's probably only because you're taking I-55 up from either St. Louis or Chicago, you stop halfway through your trip, you go to Springfield, Illinois, you go to either Dublin's pub or there's a couple others. That's where you go. It originated in Springfield, Illinois. It's delicious.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
and
gonna
it was
write
on
that-
Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives.
Is that north of of Indianapolis?
It's west.
Okay, because I'm actually going to be road tripping from Texas to thing.
It would be
Okay.
a little detour, maybe like 5 hours out, but maybe you could do it.
A little detour,
I-
5 hours.
Okay, I'm putting it down. I will ask, and we will find out.
Okay.
Okay.
Dag, I'm just hearing that there's a Hooters open till 3 at Ram in downtown Indy. So
Yeah. I do want to just note to everybody in chat that during this entire food conversation, Mud
Oh, we're
has
still
been trolling us. Yeah, I know, it's crazy. All right, let's wrap this shindig. All right, so everybody,
Call it a
listen.
shit dig.
Shit dick.
God damn it.
Dig, not a shit dig.
Don't forget to wrap your shit dick, guys.
Is that a blizzy?
I quit.
Raiden, did you
Okay.
have
You
fun
invited
tonight?
us here.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
You have fun
Listen.
babysitting
Alright.
the kids.
Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, there's one more quick question. And Dag, you have to be really fast at this, okay? You're not allowed to waffle, okay? All right. This is from OG directly for you. Keelan seems like he's more of a pacifist. What was the plan? Always to add monk levels to the character?
Plan was always to add monk levels, but to treat it more like how he trained. He is not a pacifist. He just simply prefers not to be violent. So very different. So pacifist won't be. He is more than capable of it, but he just is because he's been told he can't fight and he can't be strong and stuff like that. He just doesn't because he thinks he'll fail.
Okay. Excellent job. Okay. Listen, we've had a ball tonight.
Yes.
We've had a plizzy time. And I think
Ew.
I use that.
You're right.
Jason
Thinking on your
rubbing
feet
off
isn't
on you.
the strong suit, is it?
no. So you know what? I'm just gonna call it a night. Thank you all for coming out to our Q&A session. Thanks for submitting all your questions. We didn't get to all of them. I'm sorry. I hope we do another one of these and then we can get to all of them and it'll be great. And we love you all. Thank you for all your support and love and affections.
And wrap up your shit, dicks.
Damn it, Bobby.
This is an 18 plus stream, all right?
Yeah, okay. We'll say goodbye. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Take care, Bobby.